Woo! 2023. Come on with it. Let's do this now. Fam, it's been a couple of weeks since the State of the Franchise was first aired, but I didn't see it, right? So I'm sitting there watching. Damn right. Yes. Now I'm all pumped up again. So I said, I ain't talking about nothing else. Like, we can talk about the defense Sunday, you know what I'm saying? But right now, I want to see where your meter is right now. Hearing the Niners leaders up on the State of the Franchise stage was inspiring, wasn't it? I really enjoyed that. All the coaches said all you need to hear to assure confidence in their ability to make good things happen. Tonight, going to the phones after going over some of the special moments of the State of the Franchise event for those things that you heard that resonated the most with you. And these conversations we're having at this point in the season, anything you want to bring to the table is fine. I got all excited about the State of the Franchise. But anything you want to talk about tonight, whether it be everybody's favorite subject, Kyle Shanahan, J-Dog, you come in and testify tonight. It's okay. But fam, Coach Shanahan has lost two great DCs during his time with the Niners. And both times I was scared. I ain't lying. When Robert Saleh left, are we going to be okay? Yeah. We're still number one. And as soon as D'Amico left, it was the same reaction. Oh, man, every time we got a coach who runs our defense, they take him away from us. So, fam, I got a feeling about this. Coach Shanahan has lost two greats, as I said. Robert Saleh left to become the head coach of the Jets in 2021. This year, D'Amico departed for Houston. The Niners were fortunate, though, adding Steve Wilkes replaced Ryan. And I didn't even think we were going to get him. I heard about it, like everybody else did. What are the chances of getting what are the chances of getting Steve Wilkes? Wilkes has a lot of experience serving as a DC and even a head coach in the league. Most likely, coach would have had choices for his next NFL job, no doubt about it. He's been, Steve is, no matter what anybody says, the guy's a good coach. You saw what happened to the Panthers last year. They took what was left over after Christian McCaffrey, one of the best running backs in the game, left, and they still did okay. But as he said, something about the 49ers felt right. A visit with the team reassured him of what he had seen from the team so far. Niners, an organization with a rich history. Unlike Rams, who keep talking to me, I don't understand why do you people talk to me, man? I don't understand. Like if we were on campus or something, and I'm with the team, and you're in the chess club. Why do we talk? There's nothing for us to talk about. Niners, as an organization with a rich history, we're doing things the right way. That starts with the three men in charge: Shanahan, GM John Lynch, and CEO Jed York. Wilkes said at the 49ers State of the Franchise event, quote, "You have to have that commitment." And you just saw from Jed the level of commitment that we have in trying to make sure that we have the best. And then you have a GM and a head coach that's aligned, that collaborates on everything. This is a world we know about otherwise. Tom Sula, Trent Baalke, Chip Kelly, Trent Baalke. There was never a cohesion. It was Trent's way or no way. And he goes on to say, and the players we have, the culture is set. And I told my wife when I left this interview, I said, this is the place I want to be. And for Shanahan, the addition of Wilkes was as natural as peanut butter and jelly. Do it like you owe me some money. Coach Shanahan had faced Wilkes' defense multiple times over his career, but had never spoken to him, except for brief exchanges over handshakes on the football field. Shanahan did say this, though, even though he wasn't saying anything. When those walk-offs the field and the brief, yeah. Hey, good game, Coach. Yeah. See you again. Shanahan said this, quote, he was tough, especially when you play him a second time, because he would know what his weaknesses were or you would know what you got him on, what he got you on, and there would be a different game. So that's where it started. Quote. 49ers had the top-ranked defense in the NFL last season, as you already know, though. The last thing Shanahan wanted was someone coming in and making massive changes to a proven formula. It had to be the right match. Shanahan made it clear how he felt about his dangerous D, saying, quote, I love our defense. I love what we've done here. I love our players. I love our scheme, unquote. See, because the fact of the matter is, fam, like each and every year, remember we were going through our changes? Who'll ever forget that? It's going to leave a scar in my mind forever. We see coaches leave as soon as Harbaugh left. Then you see these other guys, and every time one came in, he changed the scheme. And we looked like butt cheeks because they had to adjust to it. They were playing slowly. They were playing in learner mode. Forget that, man. I knew it was going to be a mess, and it was. But Shanahan wanted ensuring continuity from 2022 into 2023 as a top priority for him. Thank you, Coach. Look, for those who don't like Shanahan, please don't get mad. I'm just saying some of the things that he got. I'm not passing any judgment on one way or the other than the fact that he did put some right things in place. Coach went on to explain, quote, I need a guy that can run a 4-down front that doesn't come in and change to a whole 3-4 or anything. Not because I have a problem with the 3-4. You can succeed anyway. You just got to commit to it and match it with your people. But we're already committed, so let's get someone with a 4-down. Let's someone that we truly respect just from going against him, and let's find out what kind of guy he is, unquote. Thank you, Kyle Shanahan. If nobody else will say it to you, I'll tell you. Thank you for having a good sense and do not go out there and get somebody who's going to come in and rearrange the defense. It ain't broke. Don't friggin' fix it. Find somebody who can run that program and add to it. Thank you, Coach Shanahan. Given what the Niners were asking, Shanahan certainly would have understood if Wilkes had decided to pass on the Niners. Yeah, of course. Coach Wilkes has built enough of a resume to earn the right to want to do things his way. His way works. His way worked last year in Carolina. The Panthers are just stupid. Thank God. Luckily, Wilkes came in and fell in love with the Niners. Shanahan already knew Wilkes would be a great DC for the Niners. That wasn't what his interview was about anyway. Coach wanted Wilkes to speak with the rest of the coaches during the interview process to ensure that it would fit well with what they had already established. It did. Shanahan said of the process, quote, it's to see how this guy is going to fit and how he's going to work with our guys. And that was my most exciting thing about it because he can run a defense and make it great. I wanted to see how he felt coming to a defense that was pretty good. And we were asking him to come to do what we do. And once he learns that, find a way to make it better and put your own imprint on it with an exclamation point. And I need to know about the character of the guy and how he feels about that and how he gets along with our staff. And when I had him meet with our defensive guys and stuff, it seemed like they all clicked, unquote. Hey, Coach, you got those guys thinking around the house that, we're a family around here, man. We if you've been welcomed into the family, if the uppers hired you to come in here, then they must have known what they're doing. Then we trust them, we trust you. And from the moment Wilkes signed on, he started meeting with the players, and he knew he made the right choice. The culture built in Santa Clara since 2017 was unlike any other in the league. Niners defense had star playmakers like Nick Bosa and Fred Warner. But it was those stars and others' relentless efforts to be the best in the game that had him most excited. These are guys that are driven. These are guys that are motivated. These are the guys that know the last 2 out of 3 NFC CGs should not have ended there. That Super Bowl should not have ended there. We should have won at least 2 out of 3 of those last times. I'll argue with anybody that till I fall dead into the dirt. I'm serious. Wilkes admitted his love for this unit, saying, quote, I came in phase 1 and I'm just blown away at the way these guys go about their craft. I mean, you would think it's the season the way these guys are working around here. Then we hit the field in phase 2, and you just see the intensity increase even more. Now we're in the OTAs. So again, from afar, you see the great things happening here. And then, now being here in person, it's like, okay, I get it. We ain't playing, Coach. We ain't playing. It's past time. All them clowns and comedians that got past us when they did, except for the Chiefs, I'll give them credit. But the rest of those comedians out there, they weren't better. They were not. I was going to say it's a different standard here. I mean, every NFL team doesn't have this, and I'm fortunate to be a part of it. Unquote, Coach Wilkes, welcome to San Francisco. You see, now, fam, now, the guys are just impressed with Wilkes as he is with them. They know they can maintain a top-ranked unit under this new DC. Warner said this about his new lead man. I'll say this about Coach Wilkes. He's come in and has done an amazing job. I've had the privilege of playing under such great defensive coordinators already. And I think the common denominator amongst all of them so far is that they're just pure leaders of men in their own ways, too. And they all have different personalities and the way they go about it. But Coach Wilkes, the fact that he's been able to control it or just grab the attention of his room, as in us, the defense, in such a short amount of time, it speaks volumes. I mean, and I'm so excited to keep working, keep developing, keep going into the season because I know we have a lot of work to do. And obviously, we have a lot of talent. That could be the understatement of the NFL year already. Man, unquote. Fam, I'm expecting the best defensive display this year since Shanahan's arrival. I'm serious. Because first of all, you don't have a lot of new faces out there. You've replaced them, for the most part, with other veterans from other teams that are going to seamlessly segue in. I can already feel it. I know we lost J-Dub. Look what you picked up. Boy's hell in the slot. All right? Javarius Ward. Javarius already proved a lot to me last year. Remember when people said, man, y'all overpaid for Javarius Ward? I don't know if we paid him enough. That dude was on it last year. He made maybe 2 or 3 mistakes, but there's no football player out there that's never going to make a mistake at any position. So, I'm delighted with Demo. He may get beat out, I don't know, but if he starts, I'm fine with that. Everything's in place, including what may end up being the best DC we've had. If he adds, and you notice they've actually evolved. Robert Saleh leaves, D'Amico comes in and adds his flavor, The recipe's cooking up, it's smelling good. The 49ers are going up there frying every offense they see. You see this guy, Wilkes, come in. You know about his pedigree. You know about everything he's been doing. He comes in and joins a team that's already knowing fully what they can do. His timing might be perfect, fam. Maybe. So everything's in place, including what we may end up seeing, as we said, the best DC we've had. Niners D ranking number 1 in 2023. Oh, hell yeah. Fam, you know what I want to see? Now, you'll get an argument from the Cowboys because that's what they do. They argue when they don't know what the hell they're talking about. I'm not going to disrespect the Cowboys defense, though, because what I seen in that playoff game last year was better than what I seen the year before. They figured some things out. Yeah, they're going to be tough. We're still going to beat them up. But, that's all what it's all about, competition. Who is the best of the best? So the Cowboys are ranked right up there with us. They're in the top 3. Okay, fine. I ain't worried. You shouldn't either. Wilkes left Carolina driving a Mercedes. He arrived in San Francisco, and now he's driving a Rolls Royce. I like my chances with these guys. Now, if you want to, I seen Big Show's already timed in. We're not going around. Don't get excited, man. We haven't got an offense yet. We haven't got a quarterback. I'm not going to bother that, man. Y'all can talk about that all you want to, but my head is staying in a place where I can feel comfortable. I don't like to be in anxiety mode all the time and worry about things like that. But if you want to, I'll listen. We'll listen. Jim Everett's already here, man. Gene D's, man, they just don't understand. I wish we had a lock to put on the door for those below, certain ranks and levels in class couldn't come in. Hey, yo, Jack.
Well, it's the Jack Show. It's the Jack Show on now.
Jack, there's not a double WWE. There's not been a Big Jack. There should be, though. That's a good name.
This is a season, guys, where we've had heckle and jive. You know what I'm saying? Heckle and high. You know what I'm saying? Where we went from Robert Saleh, who had the good cop and bad cop feel, where he made you feel good, the defense feel good, enjoy yourself, and then also the bad cop where you got to get serious. Then we had D'Amico Ryans, who made everybody feel good, enjoy what you do and love what you do, because that's how you perform great. But now we got the bad cop. We got Steve Wilkes. This guy is like, dude, we could have had that Super Bowl. Like Ronbo said, we could have had at least 2 out of these 3 Super Bowls, you know what I'm saying, that we should have won. And he's saying now it's time to get serious, time to get angry, it's time to perform. This is what they think about you, this is what they think about you, and this is what we got to do. So it's time to put your helmets on and get after it. Because even PFF, everybody is saying that the 49ers D-line is second to who, Ronbo? The Philadelphia Eagles.
For now.
Just because of Jalen Carter, who they drafted, they're assuming that this guy's going to be an all-star. We've seen dudes that like Kinlaw. We've seen dudes that the Carolina Panthers. Yeah, Cleveland Farrell.
When he first got drafted.
Say that again?
Cleveland Farrell. When he first got drafted, Cleveland Farrell was supposed to come in and raise hell, and what happened? That happens. Arden Key. You can't make that judgment coming out of the draft. So the PFF, I'm sorry, that's just inaccurate.
It's inaccurate. Just like Jalen Carter, just like the Carolina Panthers before Kinlaw. You remember they drafted that phenom of a defensive tackle. Still supposed to have a breakout year, and now they're saying this year. But now all of a sudden we took Hargrave from them, who's going to be sitting next to Nick Bosa, who has been double and triple teamed all season long and still became Defensive Player of the Year. So watch out. And I'm telling you, PFF, if you're listening, God damn it, we are number one. And they put Chase Young and the Washington Commanders with the 3rd best defensive line. Miami came in 4th. And wrapping it up pretty much, Pittsburgh Steelers, who were playing, got number 5. So, this is the year where I feel like, we need a guy like Steve Wilkes, Ronbo, where we need somebody who's just, you know what, this is all angry. The last few years, we should have won that Super Bowl. Again, I want to reiterate that, dude, it's now or never. You know what I'm saying? We got our Hargrave. We got this dude, Wilkes, who's actually making people like Diamador Lenore
Detroit
shine.
versus everybody.
Yeah, exactly. And the back end is basically, one of our weaker spots, wasn't it? The DBs, which this guy specializes in. And, when the 2 safeties, Jair Brown and Hufanga, manipulate these quarterbacks, Ronbo, I'm telling you, we're going to see a lot more picks, man. Talk to me.
I'm guaranteeing it. I've already been screaming and hollering about that and probably got carried away. I see us leading the league in INTs, and the front is going to be ridiculous. I can't even put a number on them what they're going to do, sack-wise, pressure-wise. Oh, man. You got a coach like what we got now with all that experience in defense, seeing every team in the league on several different occasions, knowing what their strengths and weaknesses are. He's going to put those guys in position to kill things. Kill them all. Let God sort them out. I can already see it. Oh.
Eric Armstead, everybody. Eric Armstead had one of his worst seasons so far. So look out for him to perform. Look out for him to have a chip on his shoulder. Because remember the time when we got rid of what's his name as a stablemate, Defoe. We got rid of DeForest Buckner. That was a year where I believe Eric had like 10+ sacks. And I think our D line is at that where we could be one of the most dominant ever D line.
Absolutely.
With
Jack,
the
you just pointed out that one thing you just pointed out there with DeForest Buckner being replaced by a 6'3" complete monster. This guy defines what the Hulk would be if he were real. I'm telling you, man. Oh, man. Ooh,
lower center of gravity, baby. I'm telling you. Lower center of gravity for these DTs. That's what we need with the speed he got. I mean, goddamn. This guy is, who did we lose? The DJ Jones. This guy is DJ Jones on steroids, man. And it's only going to be looking great for our D-line, which I'm really excited about. That Wilkes is going to bring out, like Fred Warner is saying, So it's going to be one hell of a year, man. But yeah, the defensive side is really where I'm like, damn, this is the year we're going to hit that button, man. Because I know the offense with McCaffrey, my boy Ayuk, and everybody else. Brock Purdy's going to be coming back, and he now he has a year under his belt. So it's just our time, man. All we got to avoid is injuries, and damn, we gonna be straight, man. That's my time, man. I've not even had my coffee, and y'all put me on first. It's always great to wake up to Ronbo Sports.
Thanks, Jack. And keeping that in mind, we're going to try to remember that. When Jack's in here, he's in some ungodly hour. Get him in as fast as possible. Jack.
And the new YouTube Radio Star of the Year goes to back-to-back winner Ronbo Sports. God bless you, and God bless America.
Thanks, Jack. You the man, Jack. Hope you have just an outstanding day. All right? There he goes. Jack way out in the UK, merry old England. And bring him in, he's chill. Phil.
Hey, Ronbo.
Hey, Phil. I tell you,
Ditto.
Yes, I tell you, I see great things happening this year. And Phil, did you love the way that they yelled out? Was that Coach Forrester? It says, I'm not saying this just because I'm up here, but the Niner Faithful is one of the best, I've ever seen. I say, I think, Coach, I believe you too. We got a lot of praise in the State of the Franchise address. Wow.
We've got the best fans. We've got a great team. I think we're going to win it this year, honestly.
I thought so last year, but we should have. And this year, I can't see another freak injury happening like that. We have to have this.
Yeah, absolutely. So, good luck to the other teams. And
Don Burr. God.
But Don Burr, he's rooting for a team that's never won a Super Bowl and is a 500 team.
Yeah. It had some of the best players in football history that left early, and there's a reason for that. People love football, Phil, who play football. You don't just leave. It made you that crazy? You left the game? Oh, my God, how bad was it?
Left early.
Yeah. Megatron left early.
So,
I said, what?
Because he didn't think he could win.
He was right.
Exactly. So,
Jesus.
And then these Ram fans, they're delusional. Seriously.
I got one trophy
and
now.
Arizona fans, they know they're done.
See, that's why we can't say anything about Arizona. Their people know their place and they stay in it. It's the Rams and Hawks that are confused.
Yeah, they're dumb as dumb. So, and then you got Seattle fans.
Yeah.
And come on, man. Geno Smith had one good year.
Now
they're
he's
banking all on that.
Now it's the second coming of Jesus all of a sudden. And I stopped having to argue with the Hawks fans because they really believe that too. Man, you guys aren't that good. We got Geno out there doing a better job than Russell Wilson. Okay. Man, that's just comical, man. He is
Give me a break.
Ooh.
So, Ronbo, we're going to win the division. We're going to win the Super Bowl. And you look at the Chiefs, right? The Chiefs lost a lot of players.
Yeah, but they did last year, and that was the youngest team. There's something very interesting about the Chiefs. Phil, I don't know. They win one more time, and they have to be looked upon as a dynasty. You realize that, right?
Well, yes. But I think their time's coming to an end. And we're going to end it.
I see, that'd be nice. And start on a roll of our own. Because once we get over that hump, you're right.
It's our time. I firmly believe that. So, Let's go. Niners.
Other than that,
And,
you look at the rest of this coaching staff, though, Phil. I really like the way they carry themselves, their confidence. Even our new special teams coach, he's talking about Jake Moody, man. I'm listening to what he's saying. I'm saying, those coaches are why they instill something in all those players out there. Everybody believes in everybody. The coaches believe in the players believe in the coaches. We've got a great scheme. The X's and O's are all in order. There's nothing stopping the 49ers with the 49ers. And you know that. Because you look at another team, you can't say that.
I believe that.
So, yeah.
I believe that. And I think we're going to win. So good luck to the other teams.
Or not. Rams in particular. It's not even fun beating the Rams anymore now.
The Rams are done. They're done. They had their time. They had a one shot, and
bought a team and they got it. Okay, good.
Seattle's
Rams.
the competition, and I don't think Seattle's there yet. So good luck.
Nice. Well, we are going to see, in the AFC, it's going to be, the Chiefs are going to be in the mix. Of course, the Jets have done enough now that they're probably going to be I don't count Miami out. Phil, look at those teams right now. And
Bengals.
Everybody keeps forgetting the Bengals. Even I forgot. Of course the Bengals are in it. Buffalo.
I think Buffalo has a lot of turmoil right now.
Yeah, and they lost that offensive coordinator. Apparently, he held the keys to that engine.
And now, they've got all kinds of trouble with Steph, the wide receiver.
Stephon Gilmore.
I don't know what's going on with the Bills. But
as soon as you get that kind of thing going in the locker
room, frankly, let them battle each other out and kill each other. And, Philadelphia is thinking they're too good. Honestly.
I wonder, is that the media saying all those things, or do the Eagles feel the same way? They lost a lot of blood. People think everything they plug back in is just going to come in and function as well as before. You don't lose a Hargrave and replace
all
him.
Pros with rookies. Do you think they're going to be as good? Honestly,
maybe down the line, but he's not going to come right in out of school and dominate. I don't believe it.
They lost 6 guys on their defense that were all pros, and 2 guys on their offense that were all pros, and they're replacing them with rookies. Hello.
And that jinx coming out of the Super Bowl, it's real.
He's going to fill a Hargrave position automatically. No.
Remember, we thought we could do that with Javon Kinlaw. Remember, we get rid of DeForest Buckner. All right, we got this guy Gilmore. Javon.
Exactly.
We got this guy named Javon.
Exactly.
He can do it. He can't do it.
It doesn't work that way. And these people are thinking that, and they're stupid.
Well, that's good. They'll come to a rude awakening in just a couple of months, 2-3 months from now. And we'll be sitting there saying,
we'll see.
Hey, guys, we're all pumped up and going to beat us. Okay, let's go.
All right, Ronbo.
Phil, always a pleasure. Tell you what, I'll be back Sunday, and let's dig up some more stuff.
I'm pro Niners. Let's go.
Yes, indeed.
I want to win.
I do too. We got to do it. Stop fooling around.
And really quick, Ronbo, it's 5:16 in the morning in London. I should be sounding groggy. Why does Chill Phil sound like Nick Bosa, who's been tranquilized at a press conference?
Come on, Jack. Phil's always the same level. He doesn't go up or down. He's Phil. I like it.
But good input, Phil. Good input, Phil.
Exactly.
But what kind of pills have you been taking today?
All right, that's
good
Jack.
Day, Phil.
Jack, enjoy your day. We're gonna go. Let's not get Phil. I don't know. You Papa Dragon and now Jack comes. Well, Jack's not as nasty as Pop
Huh.
is about. But, Pop is a nice guy in a mean way.
I'm positive, and these guys are negative.
Bill, I'll see you Sunday. All
All
right.
right, Ronbo.
Bye, fam.
Take care.
You too.
All right.
But I mean it in a good way, Phil. Have a great day, guys. God bless you.
He does. Jack does talk like that. So, yeah, nothing nasty need to be taken from that. Hey, Mark.
What's up, Ronbo? What's up, Ronbo?
Mark, being a 49er fan, it's up, man. There's going to be, we're starting to define pop culture. When you look at the guys on our team, like George Kittle, all these personalities, George Kittle, Debo Samuel, then you got the guy that's maniacal, McCaffrey, Fred Warner. We this team is so cool, and then the coaches are the same way. And we just got a joyful organization. When we lose, it usually has nothing to do with the other team. Not really.
Yeah, no, not really. Speaking
yeah.
of that, yeah. So I'm not really worried about the defensive side. I believe in Wilkes to get this defense, keep them on their toes like always.
And they respect him.
The caller from Boston last time, shout out to him.
Oh, J-Dog.
I need me an AD. Can I get an Alex Boone? Can I get one of those dogs out there? Because I need me a whole line. It ain't the quarterback.
Yeah.
I need me a dog out there.
Alex Boone, Anthony Davis. We all feel the same way about that. That tape that Lombardi showed with the Cowboys ragdoll and McGlinchey all day. I mean, I said, good, look at Mike. Oh, Mike. Get up. Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, it was really ridiculous. So that can't be the show.
Yeah. So, like, Chip Phil said, this team, we got to get – this has to be the year. We got to get this is it. I mean, this isn't it, but, come on. This got to be the year to get one.
Last year was,
Yeah.
Mark, to make you feel better, though, Fred Warner, I think some couple of guys, McKivitz may not be nearly as bad as we expect because he's been out there for a while. McKivitz wasn't doing a bad job last year until he got hurt. We should wait to get worried about McKivitz. I really think so. People are going to worry about him anyway because what we've seen on the right side has been terrorizing. But McKivitz, I don't know. I'm thinking he may not be nearly as bad. And he knows he has to come in there and do a job because the fact is he doesn't want to be called Mike McGlinchey too. We don't need no sequel.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. And Ronbo, I take back what I said on Twitter about you being a bigger man and all that. Because during the off season, I usually go at all these fans. But I've already got blocked by a few Eagles fans the last couple months. During the season, I don't really say anything. So I just want Rudy to let Rudy know that the Rams are still a mediocre team.
Yes.
Let
me repeat that. Mark just said, Rudy, he wants you to know that your team is mediocre. Okay, go ahead. I just want to make it clear.
And as far as the show goes, I'll let Jalen and Tony from Atlanta, those guys in the chat just step on those roaches, those LA roaches, and me, you, and the other guys are going to keep getting them on Twitter. I just can't stand them.
Mark,
I'm just going to
wait. Mark, what name do you go by on Twitter?
It's a little more.
Wait, it's who? Because I like to know who I'm fighting with them people with. What, Mark? What's your name? What's your name on Twitter?
It's Free Car Mark. Yeah, it's Free Car Mark.
Free Car. Okay, I've seen that. Okay, yeah.
I'll be, I check on Twitter from time to time, and I see you trying to come up with these stupid, why the team is just, this all world team.
Team.
Sometimes it does bother me, so I have to.
team sports for a minute. I know I tried not to stir that up. You know, they would go
Yeah.
away and I think if I ignored them. But you know, they make such incredibly
Yeah.
stupid, penetrating things. I try to
Yeah.
ignore it, and I can't stand it.
Yeah.
I can't
And
stand
you know, this is the
it.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah, this is the time. I mean, this is the time to go at it. Maybe it's the off season.
I know.
But after the season, when the season starts, I won't say anything.
Same here. I've already
know,
said that. I said, you know what?
after they,
It's unfortunate. It's off season because the only reason I'm paying attention to these clowns is due to the fact that I'm not doing anything else. Well, you know what? When the season starts, I don't know them. Yeah, I agree.
yeah, but yeah, I'm confident in the 49ers. I mean, I say this every show. So, you know, but you know, oh yeah. Speaking of quarterback situation, the last show, I guess we were talking about George Kittle and shout out to Big Show. I just don't understand how we got on the topic of a quarterback. We get on the topic of a quarterback every show. I'm kind of sick of it now.
I try to steer away from it. I do, but we always go there
Yeah,
somehow.
they got to do something about that quarterback situation. I'm really getting tired of that every year.
And that's good. We'll get used to it. It's not going to change. You know, and they're going to bring in another quarterback at some point. They're already looking at this kid. What's his name from Cincinnati? I mean, they're already saying good things about him. Why? He's a.
Oh
he's,
yeah.
I mean, guys, there's no need to start pumping it up with him. Let's just not start any more
Yeah, I never heard him.
fights.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't want I just don't want the faithful to be, I don't want the faithful to be divided like he was last year, you know. Brock comes in and Trey comes in and does good. Trey does it better than Brock. And Brock comes in and does it better than, you know.
Well, you know, you got to support the guy that's on the field. You know, especially if you're winning games. Mark, there is no such thing as a quarterback that's going to be flawless, perfect in every play on every game, Thursday, Sunday, Monday. What we tend to do is we amplify the mistakes. The guy can go like 8 or 9, things in a row perfectly, but once he makes that mistake, that is remembered, and they define that player by that. Already, people are looking at things at Brock. I say, that's so weird. That's not the full body of work. That's like anybody else. Do you, at school, at your job, is everything a person does absolutely perfect all the time? I don't think so. So a mistake here and there can be excused. Get over it. As long as you don't lose a game.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Don't let him lose the game, Ronbo.
Oh my God. Yeah. Guy could have went 12 for 14. He made one bad throw. That's how come we lost the game. Okay. That's fine.
All right, well, Ronbo, that's all I got for tonight.
All right, fam.
Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Faithful, and you can get an honor shout out, and that's it.
All right, Mike. Appreciate you getting in here like always, fam. That's for the Mark. Hey, and Mike, your boys come in and hold a second. All right, Mike. See you Sunday.
Oh.
And Jeff says, when I try to call in code, it says I don't have access to this meeting. First time on the show, would love to get in. I don't know why you're getting that. Jeff, production's asking, you're not the one who just comes in and starts talking, are you? Jeff, we probably, listen, call in, hold. Matter of fact, fam, anytime you call in, especially for the first time, hold and let us. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, just hold, guys. We'll bring you in. But when you come right in and cut somebody off, it's impolite, okay? So we try to take people by turns. So, yeah. So anyway, Jeff, I don't know if you were the one who got blocked or not, but thanks for your contribution. And Jeff, just please, when you call in, and we'll unblock, just wait, hold on, and we'll get you right in, okay? And Jalen, you come on in, Jay.
Swift got the boot. Pete still chewing on that goop. and
Yeah.
Kyle and Sean McVay play call like poop. It stinks, Ronbo. Man, Ronbo, let me just borrow your ears for a couple of
Please.
minutes, Ronbo,
Go
because
right
I've
ahead.
come to the realization on something, and the question on this whole why Trey Lance was drafted situation.
Mhm.
Ronbo, can I ask you something? Who do you
Please.
think Kyle Shanahan wanted to draft third overall back in that draft?
He's over in New England. And at
Okay,
first I
so
didn't.
hold on, Ronbo.
Okay.
That's straight bullshit.
You think so?
Kyle wanted Trey Lance the entire time.
Now to
But
back that up.
listen, Rombo, just check this out, Rombo. See, it's real easy in a murder movie when it's just down to two suspects. But as soon as you add that third person,
Yeah.
that's when it started getting hazy. Kyle Shanahan wanted Trey the entire time, but there was no way that he was going to convince the fan base, the media, or his players Trey Lance over Justin Fields and sit him a year. There was no way he was going to be able to do that. You know why he wanted Trey Lance though, Rumble? Not because of his upside,
Mhm.
not because of his pro style experience,
Mhm.
because he knew out of all the stuff he gets credited for, Rumble, his play calling, his late round picks that he picks up,
Mhm.
one thing that Kyle Shanahan always gets pulled from, and it's a stat I see on TV all the time. Kyle Shanahan with Jimmy G, Kyle Shanahan without Jimmy G. Kyle Shanahan hates not getting the credibility for his offense. He
Probably.
hates every time somebody brings up Kyle Shanahan. It's always when he has Jimmy G, he's an elite play caller. Nobody ever talks about Kyle Shanahan when Jimmy G is not on the field, Wombo. And he hates that. So you know what he did? He said, you know what? I'm sick of not getting the credibility for my play calling. I'm going to go out and I'm not going to get Justin Fields, a guy who's going to be making 60-yard runs that I'm not going to get credit for. I'm not going to go get Mac Jones, the most quarterback NFL ready person in the draft, who's going to come in and I'm not going to get credibility for any of his development because he's already developed. What development was he going to get from Mac Jones, Rombo? Mac Jones made the Pro Bowl his rookie year with less weapons. He wasn't going to get any credibility from Mac Jones. But the one guy he was going to get credibility for was Trey Lance because he wanted to feed his
He would have
ego.
built him, and you got something there because he got him, he built him, he made him what he is. Excellent point.
There was nothing he could have made from Justin Fields, Rombo. He had the choice to craft Trey Lance from the start. He couldn't do that with Justin Fields and Mac Jones. He did that to feed his ego, Rombo. He didn't want Mac Jones, Rombo. He didn't want him. He didn't want Justin Fields to come in making those 60-yard runs that he wasn't going to get credit for. I told you, Rombo, you can't teach speed. He's not going to get credit for none of those runs Justin Fields are going to make. Yeah. He's not going to get credit for none of those runs Justin Fields makes. But he's going to get credited for taking this 16-game, 0 interception, barely played any competition quarterback. He's going to get credit for that. And now look at where it's gotten him. Look at where his ego has gotten us. Because he wanted to prove to the NFL that he could do something without his quarterback. He went out and got the most rawest person.
You put that together real well. You know, you thought about that, and there are no questions.
He put that together. Rombo, just think about it. If Mac Jones is not in the top 3 conversation, how is he going to convince anybody Trey Lance over Justin Fields and then sit Trey Lance's rookie year? Because at that point, you have to play Trey Lance, Rombo, because Justin played his rookie year. Yep. You can't sit Trey Lance and Justin Fields is playing, because now it's like, well, Kyle, you took him, but the guy that you took over him, he's playing, but our guy's not. What's going on? He wanted Trey Lance, but he wanted to sit him because he wanted to feed his ego. Hey, guys, look what I did with this guy. Yeah, I know Justin Fields is cool, and I know Mac Jones is good, but man, Trey Lance, you saw what I did when I turned him into who he is. Yeah, we can't give him any credit now. Can't give him any credit. I know my record's bad without Jimmy, but look what I did with Trey Lance. He was sick of getting all of that backlash from having Jimmy, Ronbo. And you know what? He knows if Jimmy never showed up, we wouldn't even be talking about Kyle Shanahan as our head coach right now. And that's facts.
I know.
Now you can say whatever you need to say, Rombo.
No,
I'm sorry about that.
No. The thing is, McVay and me and the Rams, we go through this all the time when arguing. I said, look, man, McVay came into a situation where it was already a prefab building. All he had to do was bring his clothes and hang them in the closet. There was nothing wrong with the Rams. He just went in there and put the X's and O's on. Fine. He put the X's and O's on a team he had to build. It wouldn't have been so smooth. So don't tell me the Rams are all that in a bag of chips. They are a product of the owner who built that team, and McVay coming in. Hey, this looks pretty good. I can handle this. Now we're gonna see McVay's
But Rombo,
ego. I don't even know if he has an ego.
That's the real reason he took Trey Lance, Rombo. Because Rombo, like I said, if Mac Jones, let's just say Mac Jones is not even in the top 3 conversation. We know that Zach Wilson is penciled in at 2. We know that Trevor Lawrence is at 1. So the draft starts at 3. From when we traded up to 3, up into the draft, everybody is comparing Trey Lance and Justin Fields. That's all they're doing. Now we're looking at what would Trey Lance look like on North Dakota State.
Reasons.
Yep,
maybe.
Yep. And Rombo, he knows Rombo. He wouldn't have been able to hide who he was picking if it was just those two. Because eventually it would have been like, Kyle, there's no way you picking Trey Lance and Justin Fields is the same skill set with more experience. There's no way that he would have been able to convince the NFL world if it was just between the two of them.
And I think you were one of them as well. A lot of people picked Justin over Trey.
Rombo, imagine if the whole time we thought we was getting Justin Fields and Mac Jones was never even an option. Let's be real, Rombo. We were more relieved that it wasn't Mac Jones more than we were excited that it was Trey. I was more so happy that, oh my God, Cal, you didn't actually take him. I wasn't like, oh wow, we got Trey Lance. I was just like, damn, okay, good. We didn't get Mac Jones. I'm gonna be real with you.
No, just be grateful that it wasn't Mac. There's a lot of people feel like that. A lot.
Kyle Shanahan, yo, look at man, and I pray that my brother J Dog is in here so he can come in here and he can finish this fool off because his ego has gotten us quarterback beaten. He's gotten Rudy able to talk shit about that sorry ass ring that they won. Man, Kyle Shanahan, you got to get this shit done this year, dog. Look at what your ego got you. You had a chance at a future Pro Bowl quarterback, Rumble. Justin Fields, Rumble, say what you want about the Bears record, Rumble. That kid is an elite talent. You can't teach that.
They don't have the
you can't teach that
he needs, right?
You can't teach that. And everybody talking about his accuracy. You remember Jalen Hurts threw a 50 for completion percentage his rookie year? But look at his accuracy now. You can work on accuracy. You cannot teach that athleticism, Rombo. And Kyle Shanahan passed on it because he wanted to feed his ego.
You could be right on target. It's hard to argue anything you said. Because that thing about everybody says this, I'm doing well because of this, and I'm doing well because of this. Hell no, I'm doing good because of me. I think he would. I think most coaches would probably like to say that, except for
Rombo, think about it. No, Bieniemy gets no credit for the offense that the Kansas City Chiefs run. It's always Andy Reid. It's Rombo. All quarterbacks get the credibility now. All quarterbacks get credibility now. None of these play callers get the credibility. It's always the quarterback. Kyle Shanahan is not like that. He wants the credit, and he knows he wouldn't have been able to get that from a Pro Bowl rookie quarterback, Mac Jones. Come on now, he wouldn't have gotten any credit for him. He wouldn't have got credit for Justin Fields' athleticism, but he would have got credit for Trey Lance's development. That's
true. And didn't Bama win the championship that year?
Yep, they did. They won a national championship.
So you can't get the championship college.
And guess who he was playing against, Rombo?
Justin.
Wait. Justin Fields.
Yes, right. I remember it was Justin, right? So now that ruins the mindset of a coach with a huge ego.
Yeah, Kyle, you figured out now, Kyle. You figured out, Kyle. We know you wanted Trey the entire time simply because of your ego. Mac Jones was never in the question, Rombo. Let's get this straight. Kyle never wanted Mac Jones. He never wanted to get overshadowed by Mac Jones. He didn't want that. He could overshadow Trey Lance. There was no way he was going to be able to overshadow Justin Fields and Mac Jones. There's no way. No way.
How you make it?
Detroit versus everybody. This guy needs a hug.
Fuck Detroit. Fuck Detroit. And fuck 8 Mile. And fuck y'all nasty ass pieces. And fuck the Pistons. And fuck Eminem too.
I like him though. Jay, we got to roll. All right, fam. Let me be back Sunday. And keep keep designing them theories, man. That was compelling.
That ain't no theory, Rombo. That's a fact. That's a fact, Rombo.
Well, it was very compelling. A lot to think about on that, and hard to argue.
Man, J Dog, if you and him, my brother, man, come finish this guy off for me, dog. Kyle Shanahan needs to be exposed.
Jay, talk to MC West so we can sing it like
man, Rombo, we still the kings of the West. Kyle and me need a 2-year rest. And Gene being Rudy can keep on crying because the 49ers gonna be the best. Let's not forget, y'all.
No.
Nick Mullins' first game on national TV beat the Raiders.
Yes.
This wasn't just some game you could catch if you lived in LA or Santa Clara. No, it was prime time. I saw it in the igloo in Antarctica.
There you go. The Australian outback. Yeah, they all saw
I'm like,
it. Kevin, you're outstanding. I'm going to see you Sunday. Oh, God. Jeff, it won't let me hold, bro. Hey, Jeff, no, it will. Just dial the number, hit the code, freeze. It'll hold. It holds for everybody. All right? All right. Thanks, Jeff. Try one more time. Just don't, just dial the number, hit the code, and then don't do anything else. All right? It'll hold you right there. Well, guys, listen. Get your tissues out and everything you need. Here comes the big show. Show.
Jack, it even holds for me the most hated caller on this program, where people tend to get out their pitchforks and torches ready every time I call, because I speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth about the state of our franchise. I don't sugarcoat anything. I don't smoke dope before I call in. I just say what I feel and feel what I say, and I'm 100% real. And I'd like to know what dope you and Phil are smoking, because I went in on it. I never smoked dope in my entire life.
Are you serious?
I would like to know also. No, I haven't.
Wow.
I would like to also know what team in the NFL, in NFL's history, entire history, has gone on to win the Super Bowl without the answer at quarterback. I like to know that answer.
The Ravens, twice actually. The Miami Dolphins with Bob Greasy and the no-name defense. Greasy was okay, but he wasn't carrying the team. There are ways that a team can work with a quarterback and not make him the whole show.
But this is a different time in the NFL, Ronbo, and the quarterback is the focal point now
This ball has been
the
thrown
entire
more.
league.
That's a good point, though.
It's, and we're not going to beat Patrick Mahomes. Come on. Let's be real.
It's like that article today about the defense. The defense is going to determine whether we win or not. Why? Because we're not going to win shootouts. We're just not.
They allowed 0 sacks in the last Super Bowl against Philadelphia. 0.
That was interesting, which was and that reflects more on the Eagles than it does. They're not. The Chiefs weren't that
And it also
good offensive line. I don't understand what happened there.
No, they actually were pretty decent the entire season, and they addressed their offense. They saw trouble ahead with their offensive line with both of the tackles, and you knew what they did. They went and got brand new tackles, and they also got They got new guards in the center, and look at them now.
Too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, the Eagles coach was overrated too, then, because you can't just manhandle the Chiefs and expect to win. So. But look at all the outstanding quarterbacks that are getting beat, though. See, that's why I say.
I do think we'll make the playoffs. Our defense will carry us there, but I still have. I hate to disappoint Mark, but it's going to be talked about until we get the position settled, and that's the quarterback position.
Yeah.
You can't expect Brock Purdy to replicate what he did the first 8 games he started. Let's be honest with ourselves. He was ad-libbing those 8 games. He didn't have the grasp of Kyle Shanahan's full entire playbook under his brain, and just did exactly what Kyle wants to do. You saw what happened to Jimmy the first 5 games. He was outstanding. And then look what happened when he got the whole grasp and the concept of Kyle Shanahan's playbook and what he wants him to do. And he just became average. And he won his games, yes. He was efficient, yes. But he came back down to reality. And I don't know what Brock Purdy is going to look like coming back from injury. None of us do. That's a serious injury, an elbow injury, which you're throwing.
But I just want to interject one thing, though. Okay, let's look at Dak Prescott. Let's look at Lamar Jackson. Let's look at one of the best examples of all time, Aaron Rodgers. these are all Deshaun Watson. These are all great quarterbacks, according to most people, right? But when's the last time Brady won?
You have
Mahomes
to
won.
have complement.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
You have to have
That's what I'm saying.
complementary football on both sides.
That's what I'm saying. The team has to
they're great
be.
quarterbacks, but
Yeah.
they're great quarterbacks, but they didn't have great defenses like we do. I have no doubt our defense is going to show up from on day one, but our offense, it seems to struggle on day one and doesn't wake up until like week 8, and we lose 4 to 5 games because of that in the beginning of the season, and that's a little alarming.
Now remember one thing, Show. You've got something now what we haven't had since Shanahan got there. Christian McCaffrey is not going to allow that offense to drag ass. If he has to do it himself, he's going to embarrass the rest of those guys and to kick it into the second gear. I'm telling you, he was a godsend. I don't know who's out there praying, but when Christian McCaffrey landed in San Francisco, that what you're talking about now? That is over.
Christian McCaffrey can't carry this team by himself.
He doesn't have to. It's like I said, he's the igniter switch.
Yeah.
He's the guy we should have had a long time ago. He's the guy that won't put up with drag ass play. If I look up and I see McCaffrey and I'm on offense and I see him doing all the work, I'm embarrassed, Show. That's what brings the best out of every guy on the team.
That's why you see him working his ass off in the offseason. And look at what it did to Debo. It made him work his ass off in the offseason.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. You think George Kittle's not going to come in and man-possessed? It's a trickle-down effect. No one wants to make McCaffrey. I don't want to make me look bad. Watch what happens from week 1. The offense is not going to be an issue.
I hope not, because it seems like every season since Kyle Shanahan's been here, it has been.
Well, it's because you didn't start with CMC. Now you got one of the best trucks in the industry. I had to do it.
You see what happens when you have a powerful offensive weapon on the field, what I have been crying for, and you have been crying for the last God knows how many years.
At least.
You know what I mean? Like
Harbaugh, yeah. God. But you got to know
how drastic our offense changed around when CMC arrived. It was stagnant before CMC arrived. Very stagnant, very dull, very boring, very vanilla.
At times.
And now look at it.
This is why I don't worry about the offense.
So,
and now the defense has made up their mind. Now that you got Hargrave, so there's really not a lot to worry about. The way George Kittle's talking to everybody else, there's not going to be a tryout.
George Kittle's a company man. George Kittle's a company man. He's not going to.
You don't think
he's not going to sugarcoat it? He's not going to tell the truth. No.
I'm just saying. I think there's not going to be a quarterback situation. I think it looks like Brock's going to start on day 1, which is going to. And this is not to say anything about any other quarterback we have, but the team seems to be locked in behind Purdy, and they want to see him back. And after you win 8 games in a row, I guess that would happen. So, yeah, I think the offense is going to be a little better than we expect, or most of us expect. I think it's going to be fine. It just looks like it should be. As I said, as long as Christian McCaffrey's out there running around making people look bad, nobody's going to be made to want to look bad. I see above average.
I hope you're right. I really hope you're right, because, like I said, just because he had the first 8 games were great for him doesn't mean it's going to replicate the next season. And like I told you, he just ad-libbed the whole entire offense the whole time he was out there.
But I guarantee he learned some things. So that's 8 weeks of he had some bad moments, and that flushing him out.
Let's be honest with ourselves too. No defense prepared for the last pick of the draft to go up against. They didn't prepare their defenses for that.
They couldn't. They didn't know what was coming. He does have one issue though. The Cowboys pushed it out, flush him out of the pocket, and make him go to his left.
He was starting to come back. He was starting to come back down to reality that game.
Yeah, and
Cowboys.
See, they'll be able to address that now. They didn't have time to last year because they didn't know what his issues were. So if the Cowboys think they're going to flush him out of the pocket and that's going to work a second time, good luck with that. You're not going to see the 49ers make the same mistakes the same way, I don't think, offensively.
Yeah.
So,
see, for me, it's hard not to talk. It's hard for me to talk about Steve Wilkes in the defense because I don't see any issues there or anything that's going to be worrisome on that side of the ball. Yeah. It's just the two areas of concern on offense I have are the quarterback position and the right side of the offensive line, and that's worrisome. going into the season. Yeah, as sad as it is, Mark, it's going to be talked about for a long time until they settle that position. It's not going to end. I'm sorry, I'm not sorry, but that's what the reality of our situation is. I mean,
so I think you're going to be surprised at McKivitz. I'm thinking that everybody thinks McKivitz is going to be Mike McGlinchey too. I don't think so. He may not be able to run block as well, but as far as guys running through there and ragdoll and McKivitz, I don't think so. We'll see.
All right. Shout out to Mark. Shout out to Jalen. Shout out to Chill, Bill, Phil, Jack, the whole crew, Papa Dragons, and we need more Vader in here.
Yeah.
All the Tonys and America's favorite couple.
Tone. Yeah.
All right. All right, y'all take care. Have a great night.
You too, show. Looking for you Sunday. Yeah. It's going to be interesting to see, though, first 2 or 3 weeks. We're watching McKivitz like we're all going to be doing. McKivitz is like making these outstanding plays. Guys in the booth says, and coming into the season, McKivitz was considered possibly a replacement for Mike McGlinchey, but there were some concerns as to whether he could handle that position or not. Tonight we see now that the 49ers maybe should have made this move a year ago. Jeff, Robert Roy says, oh, Jeff, are you serious? It says can't access this meeting? Jeff, I don't know what to say. Nobody's ever came in there and had this issue. Production says it's not them. I don't know. Anyway. Jeff, all I can say is, I don't know, just try it again. You should get in. Where? Because you see everybody else is having no problem. I don't understand. Be ham.
Ronbo, baby, what's going on?
Yeah, man, I'm getting excited. You know, Beham, one thing I must admit, a lot of times I like to ignore things. I like to stay in a happy place. I will not acknowledge things that are bothering me. Now, Show keeps me grounded on that matter because he comes in every time and lets me know there's still some problems around here and you need to recognize them. I'm not going to worry about McKivitz. And I don't worry about the offense getting started slow because of McCaffrey. I got an antidote for everything. But fam, my coach Wilks is what I was talking about. Give him a little love and then get into anything you want to, B-Ham.
I'm anxious to see what Coach Wilks is gonna do. You know what I'm saying? I think we already got our defense equipped. I mean, I hope he don't make the defense fall flat on their face, man. Other than that, I mean, he took Carolina and turned them around when he got the job for a little while. So
they were winning games.
I got high hopes for him. The only thing I'm concerned about, Ronbo, is this is June of 23, and Trey Lance was drafted in what year?
21? 2020, into 2020 season? 21, yeah.
Why are we still having Trey Lance debates? I mean, the kid should. I'm not taking nothing away from him, even though I know we haven't seen. But, you know, everybody's gonna blame Kyle for him breaking his ankle for running up the middle on an option route where you can clearly hand the ball off or take it and do what you want to do. But that's another subject for something else, you know.
Yeah.
My thing is, Purdy came in and he went undefeated until he got hurt. It is yet to be seen whether he was going to lose or what. Right now, it shouldn't be a question of who is our quarterback. We should roll unless he is not ready. But I mean, I don't go to no practice. I don't evaluate him. I can't say whether he'll be ready or not. I hope so. I'm hoping for a good season, man, and I'm just tired of hearing, well, who is their quarterback going to be? What's this? And Trey Lance, should give him a chance, and this, that, and the third. Oh, man, that slows down the process of moving forward if every year we got a quarterback battle.
It really does, doesn't
You
it?
know,
It really does. Everybody should know
yeah, it
their
slows down.
job and come in and go about it with a confidence, not looking over your shoulder because somebody. I mean, there's a lot of positions out there that people are fighting over, but quarterback shouldn't be one of them. The quarterback should be established by now. Yeah, I agree. Stop with this.
I mean, exactly. Think about how much further our team would be if we went ahead and we already knew who our quarterback was to begin with. You know what I'm saying? That's something we wouldn't have to go through at the beginning of the years, trying to decide which QB is going to be the one to start for us. I mean, to me, that slows us down. That's probably part of the reason we always start off slow and then start getting it together, you know. But
Putting yourself in a
the
hole.
one thing, again, the other guy that was in here talking about Jimmy and, you know, how Trey want to do things. I mean, how Kyle want to do things. I kind of agree with him. I really think we would have been way better off if we had got Justin Fields over Trey. And it probably wouldn't be a question about Brock Purdy or, you know what I'm saying. But being that we didn't, he want to make Trey be the guy who he wanted to be. You feel me? So I just don't hope we don't miss our Super Bowl window, man. That's my main thing. It closes after a while, and somebody got to get paid down the line.
And you know something, BM? What you're saying, in let's say 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, people are going to say that 49ers team down through 2013, 12, 14, 15, all the way to 2025 should have won at least 2 or 3 Super Bowls, but their problem was they never could get the quarterback situation ironed out. If we have to listen to that years from now,
oh my God,
I'm going to break out screaming every time I hear that. God.
That's what I'm saying, man. We need to get past this trying to figure out who our quarterback is going to be. You know, and we need to have a set quarterback going into the year, man.
Well, the best teams do.
We need to have
except the Cowboys.
Going, and we don't need, man.
$40 million. How many games did he win? Well, he won enough. How did he do in the playoffs? Not good. $40 million.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, man.
$40 million.
I had to get it off. Dak. And Dak's already talking like he does every year. No, we're focused on the mission ahead of us, and we feel pretty confident in our abilities to. Dak, you said that last year. This is a rehearsed speech of yours, boy.
Man, and they keep loading them up with weapons, man.
They got Brandon
I
Cooks
think we're
now.
gonna be out there, Ronbo. That boy Debo seemed like he a little bit determined. Don't look like he was at the dinner table too much this year. So,
and he's focused. He ain't fighting, arguing about his money. He's actually focused on the game. Look out for Debo this year. Oh, look out for Debo.
Oh yeah. I think we're gonna be all right, man. I think it's gonna be a good season. I'm anxious and ready for it to kick off. And be ready for the start, man.
Well,
I'm predicting our first. I really think we should go 8-0. I think our first test really should be when we play Cincinnati. I think we should start off the season really pretty strong. I'd be surprised if we don't, but I don't see no reason that we shouldn't be able to start the season off no less than 5-0, man. No less.
I got to look at that schedule. You know it's going to be an obstacle for the 49ers to climb over is the scheduling and how they set it up for the 49ers to have to be on the road.
Hey, man, we got Pittsburgh and the Rams. That's the first 2 games.
East Coast back to West
now,
Coast.
people can say the Giants, but I think we can figure the Giants out. After you get past Saquon, I think they figured out. I ain't got no faith in Danny Dimes. Then you got
$40 million.
You got, I think, the Cardinals. Yeah. I think the Cardinals, and then it's the Cowboys. So our first few games, man, should be a cakewalk. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, indeed.
Cowboys, I think they gained number 5. So if anybody, the Cowboys ought to be somebody who might give us a little trouble. But other than that,
but it's
I
week
don't
5,
I
which I
don't think
enjoy.
so.
You know, because now you got everybody's up rolling. Everybody, you know, you got all the bugs are kicked out. You're ready to go. Week 5 is perfect to play the Cowboys. Ah, good. Either them or the Rams. No, the Rams, the Hawks, because the Rams is going to get beaten week 1. Doesn't matter.
And you know the good thing is the Rams is the second game of the season, so we always get started off.
That's why I want the Rams in week 8 or 9 or 7 or something like that. Because if the 49ers are having any issues, they iron them all out when they play the Rams. All the problems they got just get ironed right out. And then they just flying after that. So to week 2.
We always get it out of our system when we see the Rams. So, you know, it's gonna be lovely. Hold up, we got them week 2.
Yeah.
And week
And week 2 and week what?
last week.
Oh, the last week of the season?
Yeah,
That's
last
fine.
week of the season.
That's fine.
So
Right.
I'm hoping that it don't come down to this. But just imagine, Ronbo, if we played them second game, got started, and then some apparent reason we had to play the Rams in order to get off into the playoffs again.
Oh! Well, you know, if they're healthy, there won't be no repeat of last performance. Jack, Beham, we got to go, fam. I'm going to tell you what, good to hear from you. We ain't heard from you in a while. I'll be back Sunday. Hope you got some time.
Will do, man.
All right, fam. Beham,
right.
you on the road tonight?
Oh, no, I'm actually in
Destin,
Florida
right.
With the family on a Father's Day getaway.
Oh, it's Father's Day weekend. That's right. All right. That's right. To the dads, yes. We didn't talk 49ers and forgot about Daddy's Day. Beham, happy Father's Day. And say hello to everybody's favorite Rams child, yours.
I will do.
All right, fam. Night, Beham. Yeah.
All right, homie.
There goes Beham. Yeah, it is Father's Day. That's right. This is this weekend. Hey, and Mark, J-Dog, you got your wish. Here he is, the one and only J-Dog. Jay! J-Dog guy. Okay, J-Dog, he's at work usually when he calls. Maybe he's detained at the moment. We'll come back to J-Dog. Hey, Jack number 2. Wait, the other Jack. We'll call that. We don't rank him 1 and 2. Hey, Jack.
That's Jack O, Rambo. Jack O.
And you Jack number 1.
Jack O, baby.
Yeah. Well, Jack, you know, tonight I wanted to make sure we acknowledge Steve Wilkes, the DC, that has I'm talking about a pair of shoes to fill, D'Amico and Salah. And you notice, as I mentioned earlier, it seems like each coach did it a little bit better. And can you imagine Wilkes making it a tiny bit better? That would be ridiculous.
Well, I'm going to start with this, Rambo.
Mm-hmm.
When was the last time we had a experienced defensive coordinator that had something under his belt? We never really had that with Kyle.
We never, yeah. D'Amico was a student of Salah, and Salah had never ran a defense by himself ever. So
never. He was an equipment guy before he became a defensive. But I think Wilkes is gonna. There's 2 things gonna happen. The defense should look better, more aggressive, and Kyle have been schooling all his defensive coordinator all the years because none of them had experience.
And he knows defense.
So he probably been schooling them in practice.
Yeah.
But with Wilkes, he's not going to be able to do that in practice. So it should bring out the best in Kyle. It should bring out the best in Kyle, because he's a regular defensive coordinator who's been in the league a long time. It's actually a great pickup by him to bring him over.
Yeah. And he's older than Kyle too, so Kyle can come over there talking like he's the grown up, you know.
Yeah, and I think he's gonna give Kyle some pointers about, you know, how better pointers of how defensive might attack his scheme.
Mm-hmm.
So I think Wilkes is
right.
Wilkes is a better defensive coordinator probably than all the guys we've had, even though they did a good job. But for Wilkes, he never had a defense like this with all these stars all over the place.
I know, right? That's true.
He never had that.
Not like this.
Not like this. He have playmakers all over the field.
Which means some of the things that he has had to hold back on with lesser talents, he can just let it all out now. And,
he's gonna be licking his chops, man.
Yes.
He's gonna be licking his chops. Back there. Plus, he said he want to call his plays from the boot, which, you know,
so
we never
had. So
had.
you can see the field better. Yes.
You can see the field better. You know, so I think that's gonna bring out the best in Kyle, Rambo. I think Kyle is gonna be pushed to his limits. He's gonna really have to think different, because, you know, this is an experienced guy that's coming in.
By that same token, that's going to make our offense better too. Why? Because during practice, remember how Saleh and D'Amico used to like to go after Kyle during practice?
Yeah.
You know, man.
Yeah.
Yes.
And another thing is, I think we might hit the ground running. If Purdy starts, I think we might hit the ground running, because, you know, Jimmy Garoppolo always starts the season off kind of shaky. You know, I'm not sure if Purdy's going to get the start, but I think even if one of those, whoever gets the start, might start a little bit different, might be a little bit of a flowing offense. And if you remember that Super Bowl we was in, if we was in that Super Bowl with
that's a whole nother offense, exactly.
That Super Bowl with I'm just going to pick the best. That Super Bowl with Mahomes, if you really think about it, a better quarterback play, we probably win that Super Bowl, Rambo. So, I think with a great defense like this,
the only problem I have with that is you had a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter. There's something to be said about a Super Bowl or playoff game. You're not going to get the same atmosphere as you do in the regular season. And
no,
that's
but
and that
guys
call on George Kittle. That was a backbreaker in the first quarter. You know, they don't call
these guys
that call
are sharpened
all
tools
day.
now.
Yeah, and that's another thing.
These guys
experience.
are sharpened tools now. You know, Debo is more experienced. You got Kittle more experienced, and you got Ayuk there experienced. Kyle has the experience. So the only thing that worried me about Kyle is that he has so much weapons across the field. You know, it's like you and your family go to the buffet and you're hungry and you're like, man, I'm gonna fuck some food up. And when you go through that buffet bar, you're like, man, I'm gonna try some of that. I'm gonna try some of this, and usually 3 or 4 things you never get to try.
But Jack, Kyle's gonna have to let Purdy play. I mean, everybody blames Jimmy for everything wrong, but what you got to do is let Purdy cook. If you know, because Jimmy, being a company man, always did what he was told, and he got hung for it. Now, if Purdy comes in there and plays his own game, like Jimmy was doing before he left us, we're going to see something we have never seen out of Kyle Shanahan and his offense. Especially
and I
with
think
McCaffrey
we also, God forbid, I hope, injuries. I hope no injuries happen to the quarterback, and if it does, maybe a week or two would be okay, because I think Lance can handle that part. I think either Lance or that guy, whatever
Donald.
the third, whatever.
Donald.
Donald. I think those guys can come in for 2 or 3 weeks and perform very well. Donald might be on the outside looking in, because that playbook, it's crucial. So I think Lance might get to go.
And he's got to get used to the guys.
And
continuity.
Yeah, and I don't think it's going to be too much of a drop off, because he has a stronger arm than Purdy. So that deep ball should be in play. Plus, he knows the book, so it should be no reason why Lance don't show up and show out.
And from what I understand, Lance has worked on his intermediate game, which is ultra important in Kyle Shanahan's offense.
Yeah.
And that deep ball
Yeah.
comes in every now and then, but you got to be able to do that intermediate game, or that offense is not going anywhere. Because we don't. That's not the kind of offense we run. Yeah, it's run the
The
ball
only thing else,
and get rid of it. It's all about the yak.
the only thing else, I don't know if you have the schedule, you remember the schedule. I was worrying about what good QB we're gonna see throughout the season. Are we gonna see anybody that's good on the AFC to give us a test? Even if we lose the game, I would like to have a test
Yeah.
with a really good elite quarterback.
Cincinnati.
You know, we get to see Cincinnati. So Burrow, that's gonna let us know. It's not really gonna let us know where we're at, but it will at least
It'll be a
prime us
challenge.
up to see.
Yeah.
It'll be a challenge to see, if we ever get to the Super Bowl, what kind of game or what things we need to tighten up on seeing a elite quarterback. So it'll be good to have one or two of those games before we get in the playoff, because the NFC quarterbacks, they're not up there like that.
Look out for New Orleans. They've got Derek Carr. Everybody loves him. They think he's great. He's going to be able to do great things.
Yeah, but
couldn't do anything in Oakland, but he's going to do it here.
He could. No, he's not. I mean,
Okay,
everybody's saying Geno is going to make a step, but once you put the pressure on Geno, he just start going backwards. He never step up. He still has that problem his whole career. So I still don't believe in Geno.
Jack, we got to stop. It's a game I look forward to. Hey, Jack, I'll see you Sunday. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Rambo. All right. Peace out to production. Good job, Rambo. Love the show.
Thanks, Jack. Appreciate you, fam.
All right.
Let's go back. Go back and check on J-Dog. J-Dog.
Hello, yo, what up, Ronbo? What's going on, brother? How you doing, bro?
You've been requested, is what? Come on in, man. How you doing?
Oh, I'm glad that's what I'm talking about, baby. It's all good, man. Let me just give a shout out to you, the chat, the faithful. The 5-time world champion should have been 6, should have been 7, but you already know.
Yeah.
J-Dog, the president of the Kyle Shanahan I Hate You fan club in Boston, most definitely is in the mother effing house. Let's go. Kyle Shanahan. It's all predicated on you on this right side. And I just don't know how any of the faithful can get ahead of themselves and talk about this, talk about that, when we don't have the protection on this right side. And we got T.J. Watt coming in. We got pass rushers like Myles Garrett. We got pass rushers like Micah Parsons, And where you think they're going to go? You think they're going to spend any time dealing with big old Trent Williams? Of course not. And we had 4 quarterbacks go down last year. And guess what? Kyle Shanahan rolled into the season with Colt McKivitz at right tackle, and it's disgusting. I can't get over it, but I'll play the game. I'm looking at this roster, one of the most talented rosters in the NFL. Got to be in the top 3 as far as talent goes. And I just don't see really any other rosters in the NFC aside from the Philadelphia Eagles, we'll give them that can really deal with us. If Kyle Shanahan's on his thing, but we already know where that goes. But I just don't know, because, in the AFC, you got some real, like the Chiefs, man, the Bengals, man. You got to throw Buffalo in there. And you might not want to say, I don't know, but I'm going to say it. I'm going to throw Baltimore in there. I'm going to throw the Jets in there.
Yeah, of course, Baltimore and the Jets, absolutely.
Absolutely. And so I'm saying this to say, we have more competition now than we ever did. As far as this run goes, and I'm just so disgusted with Kyle Shanahan, and it's just basically wasting, this talent, this core, and everything. And I just challenge these Stevie Wonder glasses, Kyle Shanahan supporters to come on Ronbo Sports, show your head, stop hiding, speak the facts, because when I go online and I talk about this and I talk about that, and you get these Kyle Shanahan heads that come in and tell me, oh, what about the NFC championships? Oh, what has he done for us? Listen, last time I checked, we don't hang up NFC championship banners in San Francisco, okay? That's a no-no. We don't do that, And guess what? Kyle Shanahan, we've been to the top as far as offense. Like, this little razzle-dazzle, your little reverses and your little stuff and all that stuff. We've had Bill Walsh and George Season. The real fans, we know. We don't care about that. Where's the rings? Where's the trophies? And I have to say it, I need him on the hot seat. And I think we got probably the second most primetime games in the NFL. So I really feel like the world is going to see Kyle. It's just going to be on him. And Ronbo, I didn't want him here in the first place, but I think just because of the exposure and the eyeballs on the San Francisco 49ers, with the talent we have, with the window that's closing, the world is going to force Jed York to make a decision on Kyle Shanahan's ass. And let me know what you think about that, Ronbo. I love you. Boston in the house, bro.
Yes, J-Dog. As early as this year, decision?
Say that again, Ronbo? I'm sorry.
You say make a decision, Jed York. You think it'll happen early as this year?
I think the eyeballs that will be on us this year after going to the NFC Championship, probably 2 out of the last 3 or 4 years or whatever.
Three out of the last 4.
The talent that we have. I just think that people are tired of the fluffy Shanahan and stuff, and they're seeing all these assistants going to other places and having success. I just think that, with the talent, with the top-notch talent that we have, and especially, going into the season with a complete scrub at right tackle after you just had the historic injuries in the NFC Championship last year, and you don't want to address the right side because your ego is so large. You want to say, okay, that's not the problem. The right side. You want to go in there with Colt McKivitz, man. Give me a break. Colt McKivitz against Myles Garrett, Michael Parsons, T.J. Watt. These are the top of the top pass rushers in the NFL. And we just had this historic injuries in the NFC Championship, and you want to go into the season, with this at right tackle, and I'm not even mad at the young right guard, but we need more, man. We need a dog on the right side. We've been needing a dog on the right side, and it's really been our Achilles heel through this whole tenure. I say it again, and I say it again, man. And that's what it is, man. And I'm just really sick of Kyle Shanahan. I need him on the hot seat. I need the Kyle Shanahan supporters to speak the facts. Come on, Ronbo Sports, speak it up. I don't hear none of it. All I hear is you hiding, because when I go online, you're making a lot of noise. Speak the facts. Tell me why this man, I'm disgusted, Ronbo, and the season hasn't even started yet. And I'm going to let y'all go. I love y'all in the chat. I love y'all, Ronbo Sports. Boston in the mother effing house. And, this is J-Dog from Boston.
Yeah.
And Kyle Shanahan, I need you on the hot seat. And I need him on the hot seat.
Yeah, and you could.
Say where's the freaking gabagool one time, please.
J-Dog, we'll see you. And next Sunday, dog, be looking for you. There goes J-Dog.
Yeah, I love y'all, man. Peace, man. Peace from Boston. Boston in the house, baby. Love you, Ronbo. Peace, bro.
J-Dog, Boston in the house. We love you back, fam. All right, dog.
Peace, bro.
Yeah. Kyle has got to stop with this getting to the door and not getting in, though. That's definitely going to have to stop her. Oh, it's going to get bad. Well, it's got to stop soon. I don't know. Mr. Black Eye says our squad is fire. L's come if we let that happen. I truly believe in that. And contrary to what the popular belief is that Colton McKivitz is going to really fall short, I wonder, I want to see him play. Do you know that he was one of the better guys in that position when Mike got hurt for a while, right? McKivitz and Burford, and was there somebody else over there too? Do you know McKivitz didn't give up any sacks, and his pressures were. You can't. He's not a bad protector, but what he cannot do well, and compared to McGlinchey, he can't run block, and that's what they like to do. I don't know. Jeff, 8034. Oh, yeah. Jeff. Jeff, you weren't the one that was coming. I'm getting the bad signals from production. They had to block it because of Jeff. If you just come in and freeze, all right, trust me, it's not. You can. If you call in and stop, you'll be fine. But if you call in and you just barge into a conversation, that's going to make production a little upset. Okay, that's the problem. All right. All right. Hey, Michael.
Hey, Ronbo, how's your night going, buddy?
Michael, it's going as good as Happy Father's Day, Mike. It's a Father's Day
Happy
weekend.
Father's Day to you and your family. Yep.
Yeah,
all the fathers out there, all the Niners fathers out there.
Yeah.
Yep. All the young ones and old ones. Yep.
And Michael, the thing is, Mother's Day, I never miss. I forget.
Well, Mother's Day. The only way I remember is Father's Day because my birthday was the 13th of June, so I hit lucky 46.
All right. But yeah.
Yes, I just turned 40. Yeah.
All right. Congratulations on that. Good for you.
Okay. Yeah, and then I see that the 49ers might be looking at another edge rusher.
Yeah,
Danielle Hunter from the Vikings.
Oh, that's the 49ers got to be careful overflowing on as far as the money goes.
Well, no, he doesn't want to sign with the Vikings, so the Niners can look at him. I saw it on the NFL in the 49ers website. Yeah.
Yeah, because
and they don't want to spend a lot of money. They got to watch out with these. Yeah. They got to watch out how they spend their money.
All right, Michael. I'm sorry. Yeah, no.
Okay, no, you're good. You're good.
And that rolls over. That cash rolls over. So, you got to – the 49ers have to plan. I don't know if they can afford to pay. Why is he wanting to leave Minnesota?
I don't know. Maybe he's not happy or something's going on. Maybe they figure they're going to be for me. Lost Cook, so they might be losing others too. And maybe he figures, he wants more money.
Well, that's got to be that's the biggest problem right there. But he's probably no telling what he's asking for or his agent's asking for.
Yeah. Right now, I just play what we got right now and see how we roll out. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't want to take a chance and bring somebody else in.
See, that's what I'm thinking. I don't know how much better we can get by just adding him and spending a whole lot of extra money.
That's it. You don't know how he's going to play in our system or how he's going to play.
They've got to give Drake Jackson a shot. They drafted him in the
second round.
Yeah, no,
you got to get a shot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All the guys that didn't play, like all these rookie classes that are a couple of years, they got to play. You got to put them in now.
Because
I don't think Shanahan's going anywhere this year.
Yeah. The arguments and rage are going to continue with Shanahan until that. First of all, the quarterback situation's got to stop, and they got to win that big game.
Main thing, if you can win that big game, then I guess it'll be for a little longer.
And that probably means, you know what? The quarterback situation will probably be ironed out at the same time. If Brock Purdy goes in and wins the Super Bowl, the arguments, the Shanahan rolling around in the offseason, touring every quarterback destination he can find, and that ends. And then, of course, that'll be stability at that position.
Only thing I'm thinking of is if something happens with Shanahan and they get rid of him, maybe Wilkes will be the next coach. If he does, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, then there is that possibility. Honestly, though,
not right away, but it's going to take time.
See, Michael, and I don't know if you agree on this or not, but listen, here's the thing: as long as Shanahan and Lynch are still competing and making every year, and every year in position to win, Jed's not going to fire him.
Yeah. No, I think Shanahan's going to stay as long, let's say 7-8 years. I don't think he's going anywhere.
Unless he starts going 3 and 14 or single digits and double digit losses. But as far as the organization
if we win games, get the playoffs, we're going to win. We're going to get to the Super Bowl. We're going to win. It takes time. It's baby steps. Once we get that, Trust me.
Anyway, I'm thinking that's probably what's going to be. If he's not competitive any longer, he's got to go. But as long as he's in position to win it.
But who would be the next coach? You got to look at it. Who would you want to get?
Oh, that's what
Wilkes,
Jed's thinking too. Yeah.
You know, who else would you think of? You look at a college coach to bring in?
Yeah. No.
You know? I don't think they want to bring Harbaugh back.
Well, and then what's that disaster? What's that coach's? They went to Jacksonville and made a mess. Legendary coach too, right? What was his name?
Rio?
No, Jacksonville.
Del Rio? No.
Jacksonville, year before last.
Oh, yeah, the guy that they drafted the quarterback, and then they didn't last long. He got fired. Oh, what's that coach? I know what you're talking about. He didn't last long. He got fired.
But anyway, he's one of the better coaches in the college ranks, and he came in, he laid it
Yeah.
in. You know, so
Goose egg.
Yeah.
I tell you, I guess he's better off staying in college because they do, you know what I mean? NFL, you get to the NFL level from college, it's tough.
So
you look at how many college coaches that went to the NFL that did good. Look at it, the percentage. It's hard.
It really is.
It's very hard.
So that's what 49er fans
look
have
at
to,
Chip Kelly.
to look
Chip
for.
Kelly failed. Chip Kelly failed. Look at
Badly. He went to the Eagles and did
that. And he went to
okay
UCLA. He did good with UCLA. And he did good with UCLA.
He's a college coach. He needs
he
an
did
arm.
good with Oregon. Yep.
Well, his offense, he needs a lot of guys because they get tired. He runs too fast.
Oh, yeah.
No snaps. I mean, no rest between snaps.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Oh, yeah. And I see Gold is just sitting there playing the waiting game. Who's going to sign him? Who's going for him? I don't know. Gold will be sitting there. Maybe he's waiting to see how Moody makes out with the 49ers. Maybe he's waiting to see how Moody makes out.
And he's
on the waiting. Phone. All right, guys, I'll come back. Moody stinks. Why did you draft him?
And then you say that, I believe you called us. Well, I'm just saying, I knew you were going to call me. No, okay. We'll let you back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we'll let you back.
We're going to find out. You know, I think he's going to be okay. Some things Coach Forrester said.
Yeah, Moody will be fine. I faith in Moody, and I think our class will be fine. The tight ends will look good, I think. I think a lot of our guys will be good. With the talent we got, what can we lose? I mean, we've got good talent. And they're all working together as one big family.
Yeah. That team's mature now enough. They should be running themselves.
Yep. And CMC, I think he's going to rock it. Well, you wait. Week 1, man. See, it's going to be CMC time.
People are overlooking that, though. They think we're going to remain the same old team. No, guys.
No.
As soon as he got here in week 8.
We improved way better.
We're
definitely going to kill the Rams week 2.
Exactly. They got better and better.
We're going to kill them. We're going to walk in there and beat them like the freaking. You're going to knock them around. Probably going to, Cup is not going to be the same. The receiver, he's not going to be the same. He's coming back from injury. They're not going to have the ball. I mean, yes, we got to worry about the ex-Rams receiver week 1, but Cup doesn't look the same. No. The running back, they got no running back.
Well,
they got nothing.
They got Akers.
Akers, but he's not CMC or Cooks or Henry, He got injured a couple of times.
People understand McCaffrey makes a huge difference in what we've seen.
He's like a freight train, man. He's a freight train coming into your station, man. So anybody who's not a 49er fan, you better watch out when you play us. We're coming after you guys, and we're going to hit you hard.
Can't wait. Michael,
you'll feel the stadium shake.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's always the case anyway. Michael, see you Sunday, and let's see what we can dig
up
on the 49ers.
Happy Father's Day, Ronbo, and all the 49ers fans. Happy Father's Day, everyone.
Hi, fam. Night, Mike. And hey, David. Chris, we did. All he's got to do is come in and hold, and don't come charging in, and we'll be fine. Hey, David.
Hey, how you doing?
David, doing all right. Just sit back here, appreciate the fact that we're a 49er fan. You know, we could be unfortunate. We could be like a Rams fan, a Cowboys fan, or hell, be a Hawks fan with all those great expectations, only to fall flat on your face again.
No.
So, Dave.
First of all, I want to send a shout out to Rudy. Rudy.
Yeah. Hey, Rudy.
Very, very much. 2 Super Bowls. Yeah.
Yes.
And 3 losses.
Yeah.
So, you're close to 5, but you're going in the wrong direction, though.
Yeah.
Anyways,
And
enough
one
of
they,
that.
and wait a minute,
Big
don't leave
Show.
out the one they missed, the one they went to they shouldn't have been in. When
Oh,
the
yeah,
Saints were cheated, yeah, I just want to. I love to remind him of that all the time. Shouldn't have been there in the first
Oh, yeah,
place.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Controversial call.
So, Big Show, please, Big Show, Jesus, man. Every single time I hear the show, the negativity, I just can't. I just makes me kind of want to throw up. You know, the Brock Purdy thing. There's enough games that they already would have kind of known what they got to prepare for.
Mm-hmm.
Plenty of games.
Yep.
And
they did what they could do.
They would have
David,
figured.
you know what? David, amplify on that a bit. You know what? They did. And after 4 or 5 weeks, they decided to flush him out of the pocket and run him to his left. It didn't work. And he's going to get better at that because he's going to finally learn to step up in the pocket. If you look at all the film, you see Brock step up. He's a rookie. He's not ready for everything, but there were several times that Brock could have just stepped up or even ran. There were gaps in front of him sometimes. He was still focused on hitting the receiver. But Brock's going to learn. He's looked at the film. He's a sharp kid. We're going to see something different from him.
Oh, yeah, it's a learning curve. I mean, he's still young, and to be young and do that well up against some good teams tells you a lot about him in general. Oh, yeah, no, definitely. And he's calm. He's calm. He's not scared. The game it's not too much for him. That's the scary part. Okay. So that's like something that you can't teach every quarterback. Not just let him learn and let him get better. He's going to be, we got to steal, honestly. We did. So, I mean, that, and then the Super Bowl, I mean, Joe, come on, man. You act like if the Eagles got blown out of the Super Bowl. What was the score? Ronbo, was it like 38-7? Or did the Chiefs win by that many points?
Yeah, the Chiefs, they started cakewalking them at one point, and especially in the second half.
Yeah, but wasn't it like 38-35 though?
The final score? Yeah, that game was strange because the Hawks. I mean, they had to come from behind, didn't they? The Chiefs. I forget how. I forgot about that game because I blacked it out. Because I didn't want to. I said, God, we're supposed to be there. What was the final score?
It was 38-35. The Eagles lost by 3 points.
That's right. They started coming back.
So the way Show made it sound like they got blown out and they got handled completely and everything. That's not the case. They didn't get the sacks. But if it was as bad as it was, it would have been blown out and they wouldn't have done anything.
Show, that's right. Dave's right. The Chiefs weren't all that.
No, I mean
the Eagles kind of blew that.
Going back and forth. Yeah. So I mean, I know Show. He's kind of trying to be like play devil's advocate and just kind of say, well, no, we can't. I don't. I'm a Niner. I'm 44 years old. I've been Niner fan for a long time, and I remember watching the different teams from when Garcia was there, when Steve Young was there. The up years, the down years. Mm-hmm. And these are really, really good teams. We just missed
really are
those. Yeah, we've missed them. By just those very small margins. It happens.
Little stupid mistakes.
When Steve Young was playing, right, and that team was playing, we had really good teams, but we weren't winning every single. We won one Super Bowl with him, one. Yep. And the rest of the ones winning were like the Packers
and the Cowboys.
Cowboys, and so it happened. It happened, but I think this time, we're right there. I think we have everything. I think the defense got better, and I think that maybe the O-line may even be better too. I mean, I know everybody's kind of panicking about McKivitz, but I think they got some big guys now. So right.
Well, you know how to, David. Offensive line is about continuity. The longer they play together, the better they get. They've been patchworking that offensive line for 2 years, except for even McGlinchey. On the other side, Aaron Banks. The only guy that's been steady has been Trent Williams. Everybody else is just getting plugged in. So I think we're going to be surprised about that offensive line. In particular, McKivitz. I don't think he's as bad as people are expecting him to be after having he got injured last year, but McKivitz was not a turnstile. He can't run block that well, but he is no turnstile.
Right, and then just a reminder: the last time we had a coordinator
I mean, other than who was the coordinator when Harbaugh was there? It was
Your offensive?
the defensive coordinator.
Fangio.
Fangio. Okay, he was really good. Good coordinator. But the last time we had, I think, a coordinator that's like Wilkes was when Ray Rhodes was there.
Yeah.
Ray Rhodes, and that's the year one Super Bowl with Stevie and the Niners.
Yeah. Wilkes has got a lot of experience. He's going to go upstairs so he can really survey the field better, so he can know exactly where to put everybody to do the best work. D'Amico and Kyle on the field. I wish, and I'm hoping Wilkes can help Kyle out from up in the booth too. He'll see things because he's got all that experience and savvy. We're going to be a different team this year. I don't see starting off 2-5. I don't see that. So
no, it'll be good. I think we're gonna surprise many, but I'm not surprised by how good they're gonna be. They're gonna be really good. So Big Show, please. You got
to remember, Dave, he's from that generation, like you're saying. They didn't see those days we're talking about. He's still pissed off because they can't get it. You talk about the old trophies. They want new ones. That's fine. We'll get it.
They get them. They'll be there. So,
all right.
But
all right, Dave. Good
you have
stuff.
Awesome
stuff.
Good talking to you.
All right.
You have everybody have a good night. Happy Father's Day to all fathers.
Yeah.
And Rudy, please stay in your basement. Okay. Stay in your
encourage
basement.
your call.
Yeah.
Appreciate your day.
If he calls, oh my God. Anyway, have a good night, all right?
You too, David. Talk to you later, fam. Hey, yo, KC.
Yeah, we're shaking, Ronbo.
Casey, man, and that's like what the 49ers, they put all these events up in the beginning, off season are just perfect. State of the franchise, you got some of those meetings they're having when they start talking about things. The conversation now is just so positive, other than Big Show, that you just wonder how well they might do. It looks like everybody's moved on from the debacle of the last NFCCG. We know we're a good enough team to do this. It's just staying on the field, staying focused. And Casey, by the way, that's why it's fun going into the season. I wish we had a trophy, but now the guys come back all pissed off and ready to go. Yes, indeed. Hope they can do that after they win it. But Case, Steve Wilkes, give him some love and anything else you want to jump on.
Yeah, well, let's start with El Guido, the first part of the state of the franchise. I wasn't really a fan of that, man. I didn't think I didn't like his presentation. It didn't seem sincere to me.
Guido just wanted to know nobody talks about him. That's why he was talking like that. I got the feeling that Guido, I'm the vice president around here. I don't really get much attention, but here's the facts, and this is this. And Guido came off a little. Well, what did you think?
It's just for me to say that those are big words. I mean, it's I say it because to me, what I heard was more about Taylor Swift and the World Cup, and all this stuff from years from now, and he's calling it he keeps saying the Bay and and we need to call it what it is and say the 49ers are in Santa Clara. San Francisco name, and the money. I don't know where the money's going. I don't know to what county money goes where. But
it's got to go to Santa Clara County. They got to pay taxes and everything else, which is an issue every year. That you bring that up is pretty funny
to me
because they fight about that the same
me,
time every year.
To me, it really showed me that they are a business and are more concerned with Levi's than they are with the whole idea of like you guys found a way to make this turn this into a home field advantage. Like he said it like he was like surprised and like you're supposed to have a home field advantage. Like you guys designed this stadium with like no shade on half the side of it, and like you got like the Seahawks. You got the Seahawks like having this like dome of a dungeon, that's like designed to be acoustically in their favor, and the Niners didn't do anything like that to give them a real home field advantage other than
Case. This is Rudy says these same things to me on Twitter all the time. Don't. Okay, go ahead, but easy. Rudy, look, your team still sucks. No matter if your stadium is state of the art, you still don't have the same kind of love and compassion in the stadium as we do in Levi. Okay, go ahead, Case. I just had to
if I was on the state, if I was the interviewer there, I would have said, I'm here to talk about the San Francisco 49ers. That's not why I'm here. I also, that guy that called in and said, he was so upset with Kyle and Colton McKivitz. Ronbo, let's just stop and think about this for a second. We're here in June, right? And this guy's biggest problem is Colton McKivitz. Things must be going pretty good. And, to talk about why are you supporting Kyle? Because he didn't lose a game for like 3 months last year, man. Like, what happened in the NFC Championship was they missed a call. They gave the Eagles the ball in the freaking 10-yard line or 20-yard line. And then the Eagles took advantage of it. And then Brock Purdy died on the field. Yeah. And then the Niners didn't do anything. And then Brock Purdy came back to life and went into the game and then couldn't do anything. And that just is how it went. Like, it was a catastrophe. And that's not Kyle's fault. Kyle didn't do anything there. Okay, the argument would be, okay, well, he didn't keep the offensive line whatever. Like, no, like, you got to do what you got to do. Like, it's a team sport. It's 11 versus 11. It's not one person. It's not, so.
Yeah,
I don't know. I was more upset with their tight ends that day, to be honest.
Yeah, I know. And they let him. They got rid of him. What was his name? He left almost.
I forget.
We've all gotten over. He immediately he got excused kind of quickly too. But a lot of people are going to hold.
That's not why I'm here, Ronbo. And I really do like what that one caller said about Steve Wilkes. That was great. That he hasn't had a roster like he has now, and he's had so much success with Wes and everything.
I thought about that. It's so true.
Mm-hmm.
That is so
That's a great
true.
point. Yeah, they have nothing to worry about. They just got to stay healthy. If their right tackle is their biggest problem right now, that's okay. They're gonna find a way to get around it, and I'm glad that's like it's not their Achilles heel, man. Like he said, like Jimmy always starts off slow, like, or maybe someone else said that, but someone said Jimmy starts off slow. They started off 9-0 like a couple years ago with Jimmy. Now Jimmy's playing better than ever. I'm surprised Jimmy didn't pass his physical in Oakland.
That's why
all these people that talk about Jimmy Ronbo, they can't throw a 30-yard pass. I know, because I can tell the way they talk. You do not know how to throw a football 50 yards, man. You don't talk about players like that if you know how to throw a football. Damn, Ronbo.
Well, but a lot of times some people just have to have somebody to be the reason why things are wrong. When really it's not really possible for one guy to have the kind of impact that most people are talking about. Like Kyle Shanahan, he makes some moves that are questionable at times, but then pretty much every coach in the league does. And he makes a lot of good moves as well that work pretty nice.
It's a tough league.
Yeah, it is.
We need to start giving credit to our opponents. Like, Kyle's not perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not.
Yeah, there's good teams out there, right? Yeah,
I'm not here to nag on. I mean, Kyle's gonna say he doesn't know if anyone is gonna even be alive anymore. Kyle just wants to go out there and throw everybody. Kyle just wants everybody to jump into the fire head first, like.
Because Casey, quite frankly, between you and me and those who don't, I wonder if you get rid of Shanahan, the next guy comes.
And then what? What do you do?
Yeah, is the next guy going to be all that and better? I just wonder. I don't want to have to wonder. I need to know.
This is still the story. This is still the story, Ronbo. Kyle Shanahan's fate. Does he realize his destiny? Is his destiny in his hands, or will it become his fate? And his destiny is to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, he's got to stop losing
the name back.
Yeah,
the Shanahan name back.
Okay, so we got to go. I'll see you Sunday. Always appreciate you not missing getting in there, Case.
I still go back to that putt he made in week 18 or whatever versus the Rams with the playoffs on the line.
Robbie.
Yeah. That showed a lot of heart.
He's got that in buckets. In case you remember, you always tease
I can't wait.
him,
I can't wait for Brock to get back. I can't wait to see Brock's footwork. Thank you for having me, Ronbo. It's always a pleasure. And yeah, shout out to Ronbo Sports. Subscribe, like, share. Tell your mom about Ronbo Sports. Tell your neighbor. Get the bumper sticker. Get the hat. We got hats now.
No, I've got to get that on. That's not ready yet. It's coming up though. All right, guys. Appreciate you, fam. See you Sunday.
Yep. Adios.
Adios. Lorenzo.
What's happening, Ronbo?
Lorenzo, man, I'm sitting here tonight. Mainly came in to give praise to Steve Wilkes. Man, I've never heard him in depth talk any length of time other than a couple of interviews here and there. I was impressed with that. But the state of the art thing was, look at this, man. We got ourselves a coach here. You know, I'm loving what I'm already knowing I'm going to see, Lorenzo. Yeah, we got a DC.
Yeah.
That's a DC.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to imagine all the negativity coming in. They must not like what the hell?
We do this every year. We people do get mad.
You and I, I don't. I mean, it's done. It's past. And I mean, what are you gonna do about it? You
got to move on.
Yeah, some of these guys are like, I had this girlfriend, this one. I'm like this today. 20 years ago she left me and shit like that.
That's the dude that you hand him a tissue and say, man, you tell you what, I got to go. I got something I got to get into. Because you don't want to hear it. Because it's not going to help you to keep crying about that. Move on, man.
Nobody fucking heard worse than I did when Brock Purdy was done. Let me tell you what, but okay, it happened, okay, fucking Kyle Shanahan, sorry ass, Brock Purdy's arm, look at his arm. Well, it's just unreasonable. I sometimes just question some people's, I don't know. I like to be positive regardless,
And also,
we got a good team. I'm excited. I'm always excited. I don't give a shit. Let's do it,
But when you look at the game,
fans are excited.
It's hard to spot.
Oh yeah, you know what I forgot?
What's that?
Before we go on, you know what I forgot to say? Fuck them Cowboys. Okay, now.
You feel better now? One thing we do a lot of that we probably should slow down and pump the brakes on a little bit. We find a way to blame one individual out of 22 for the entire problem. Even 2 or 3 individuals for the entire no Super Bowl win. And I keep thinking, oh, guys, it's hard for one guy to help you win or lose a game entirely himself. That's really impossible.
Yeah, I don't even argue with people with a lower football IQ than I have. I mean, this is fucking obvious from the get-go. You're like, all right, did you watch the game? You're like, oh, what were you watching anyway? But yeah, we're going, but giving out their age. Yeah, I'm fucking, 60-year-old man. I've been fucking watching. I was there when Garcia was, was that 02? 02, yeah, 02 when we played the Giants back at Candlestick. I was at that game, third row.
All right.
Yeah, fucking Shockey was flipping off the Niner fans right there. Fucking Shock, was it Shockey or Shock? Remember that tight end from the Giants? Blonde hair, long blonde hair.
Big dude, too.
Yeah.
Oh, man. The Giants have had down through the years 2 or 3 guys that played tight end. Oh, who was that guy, though? But I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Shockey.
Yeah.
He was fun because everybody was razzing him. He was pissed off. Yeah, it was a fun game. It was a good time. It's always a good time. But, just sometimes shit, you always don't need it. This happens. Hey,
it doesn't come out like planned.
It happens.
Because that team's as hungry as you
are,
are, too. And things happen the way they do.
But, well, the Chiefs, but, if you were to go over it, let's sit down and watch this game. Okay, you see that's holding. Obviously, I mean, I don't like to bitch about it, but that was such a poor officiating. Is just that was just a horrible Horrible job of officiating.
Because Lorenzo, you could never get over that. You'll remember that for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
I can't. Refs can determine who wins games, and they do.
Yeah.
I mean, they do it all the time.
And that's not. Yeah. So there's a few places, but I've never had so much fun talking shit since Kyle Shanahan has been there. I mean, I hated shutting up like mid-season. You got like, fuck, I got to shut up. Fuck, playoffs again. 0-8. You serious?
Yeah.
Come on, are we gonna win the game?
I know, right? That's why I'm grateful. That's why, and that's why when people get mad at me, I jump to Jimmy Garoppolo's defense. Guys, do you remember 2013 and 14 and 15 and 16? Do you remember what we were doing? And now I gotta hate this guy. I can't. He all of a sudden we became irrelevant, and so I say, okay.
Like even Joe Montana on his
understand.
interview. Yeah, Joe Montana on his interview was that one time. He was like, "Well, how do you get rid of him? How? Why? He's like one of the winningest quarterbacks we've had in a long time. But he sucks. That one play. Yeah, that one play. He can't throw deep. It takes a guy in shorts and track shoes, or in shorts and a tank top, 4.3 seconds to get 40 yards. Now he's in pads. He's got a glass bumping him coming off the line.
Okay,
and Jimmy's got under 3 seconds to throw the ball. All right, let's do the math here. I'm pretty good at math too. So. Okay.
But now that Jimmy's gone, Jimmy's gone. Now where are we going to go now?
Yeah.
So go after Kyle. Now the thing is, I do wonder next year if we don't succeed, who's going to get the responsibility? I think Kyle's going to get the rap. From the way it looks now, it's going to be Kyle.
And right now, the only for sure quarterback we have is Brock. I mean, Trey, you can hope and all that, but I haven't really seen it. Not like when Brock came on, and I was like, wow, because I was bummed when Jimmy went down. I was like, fuck.
I thought it was over too. Yeah.
Man, I thought, there's a Super Bowl. We're done. Because I thought we had it. Jimmy stays healthy, but we're there.
We were on a roll.
Yeah.
So
and then I was pissed. And then I seen Brock play for like one game, and I was like, no way,
Yeah.
What
were you convinced though?
And it turned to 8 games.
I was convinced the third week. I said, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Maybe he can do this. And we got all with the CCG.
Yeah. But I think that other guy on defense, Drake Jackson, probably come on. Yeah, you got to remember he's a young guy, man. He's only like 22 right now. So last year, I think he was 20 when they drafted him. So he's like going 21, like a young guy. He'll get strong.
And they're working hard with him, so I think he'll be okay. Lorenzo, always a pleasure. I hope you like. We get Lorenzo maybe once a month, but we got lucky. Lorenzo.
Yeah, we got to spread a little positivity, I can't be here. For a good night. It's so fucking get rid of this mother. Whatever.
Lorenzo, get used to that. It's not going to stop.
But hey, you guys have a good night, everybody. Fucking stay positive, and happy Father's Day.
There you go. Happy Father's Day. All right, fam. Lorenzo. And speaking of Father's Day, Steven in Rome hanging out. Steven.
What's going on, Ronbo?
It's a Steve Wilkes night. Where, anything else you want to bring up, but Steve Wilkes, got to acknowledge Steve Wilkes. That boy is, I have a feeling we got a really good coach here. And I'm looking for good things from that defensive line. Maybe, Steven, maybe the personnel on that line right now could be the best we've had since way back when. There's no weak link on that line. We got to find out what Drake Jackson looks like. But Steve Wilkes is working hard with him and feels like he's pretty confident from the way he's talking. This could be the best defensive line possibly in 49er history. Oh, he didn't say that. I did say it. I kind of think so.
I think so. I mean, honestly, the amount of talent and the fact that there's supposedly the inside source that announced that the Vikings are letting go or thinking of trading.
Yeah.
For Trey Lance for their defensive lineman.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think if they were to do that, I don't know if it would be considered as the 49ers shooting themselves in the foot in Kyle's immediate walking papers. It's just I don't know. I don't know, Rumble. All I know
We
is
need to
that
know how much is he getting paid,
right?
Stephen. You know what? Can the 49ers afford? If he's leaving Minnesota because he doesn't like the compensation, are the 49ers going to be able to pay him a big payday? I don't understand. I think it's just a rumor.
That's what I'm thinking too. I mean, I don't see the 49ers stacking up with too much talent on that front four because it's just like I mean,
You got enough. You're fine.
Yeah.
And you got depth behind it. Not as good as the starters, but they're good.
Oh, the depth is. I mean, I think the depth is pretty solid. I mean, you can always. It's a never-ending game. It's a never-ending game on that defensive line. Javon Hargrave was probably the one solid pickup that the 49ers got after the Super Bowl. I mean, talk about just a steal.
Oh, well, you had to trade for him. You had to pay him, not trade for him. You had to pay him, and that's a big payday. But the thing is, now you don't have to worry about Javon Kinlaw pulling his load. Javon can sit back and continue to do what he does.
Right, because the real Javon is on the team pulling his weight.
Wait, he's Javon. I got a kick out of that when he first came. I call him Javon. It's Javon. Oh, okay.
Javon?
Yeah, spell the same though.
Javon Hargrave. All right, we'll go with that, I guess. Whatever. But I mean,
what if Javon takes exception to that? Don't call me Javon. I'm Javon. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. God.
If for whatever reason Kyle gets his walking papers before we hit the playoffs, for whatever crazy reason, let's say Trey Lance gets hurt again, because the elephant in the room was never
addressed.
Spoken about. It's never addressed.
Do you think that would get Kyle fired though? If Trey got hurt again?
So. Another season-ending injury because of the offensive line's lack of depth and their lack of stability.
Yeah, but you can't fire Kyle for that. You got to fire 2 or 3 people though, because Lynch and his company guys. There's a lot of people responsible for that other than Kyle. That's why when I hear this, I say, Kyle is the head man in charge for the most part, but he's not doing everybody else's job. I could be wrong, but I think John Lynch and Adam Peters and some of those other fellas have something to do with that as well, though. I think.
Well, when you really think about it, I mean, the one who's really pulling all the strings and who complains to get his way a lot is Kyle.
It is, yeah.
If you ever look at John Lynch, he's just kind of like, all right, whatever, I'm gonna let you do whatever you want. He just lets him run wild, and Kyle is just, I want more defense. I need more defense. And it's like, man, dude, we get it, we get it, but
wait,
it's just,
Steven, you think Kyle's one calling for more defense?
I think, to be honest, I think so. I really think so because
he's pretty sure about his offense. Confident.
That's all he wants. Running backs and defense. That's all he wants.
Well, that thing in Atlanta has him. He'll be snake bitten about that because they had that game, and partially due to some plays he made going down the stretch, but the defense just couldn't do anything with Brady. So that's why Kyle now knows I can score points, but damn it, I need for my defense to stop them from scoring points. So you might be right. It could be Kyle insisting upon building that defense.
It's just I hate it. I hate the fact that we have this negative cloud about Kyle Shanahan going into a season where it's supposed to be like a very 49er dominant season. I mean, really, I'm tired of having this high-powered offense and this high-powered defense, and even the players know it too. The players, look at what Brandon H said. We have way too many stars to be doing this terrible. This was said last year at the beginning of the season when we lost to, I believe, the Broncos in the dumbest way possible. I mean, really, we played like there was no identity, and that was week 3 or 4.
2, wasn't it? I mean,
so
3.
Russell
Yeah,
Wilson,
maybe 3. The Hawks. Oh no, Bears. You're right. Bears, Hawks. Yeah, Bears, Hawks, Colorado, Broncos.
Yeah, and the Bears won by just nature. That's it. I mean, really, it was just nature, God's will, I guess you could say, nature's will.
Because they live in that
just
mess.
had to lose the game.
Yeah.
They got rained on, they got poured on. But to Denver though, that was a kick in the nuts. I mean, really. To Russell Wilson and who?
Yeah.
There's nobody else on that offensive line.
The
Nobody.
Russell Wilson jinx. He brought it to Denver. I just wish we could have played him again. 1 point.
And what's crazy, Ronbo, is that he played terrible.
All year.
That game was bad on both ends. I couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, this is how we're gonna start off the season. I mean, really. And
What
then
does with them?
next game, Trey breaks his ankle.
Bad.
And
With
it's
the bad
like-
luck, we wouldn't have any.
Yep. And then what happens? Here comes Jimmy.
Mm.
What happens to Jimmy? He gets busted ankle again.
A few weeks later. Yeah.
Yep. 2 weeks later, gets busted again in Brock Purdy.
Yeah. What happens to him?
Here he comes, takes the championship. What happens?
Breaks his
snap his elbow.
Snap his elbow. God. Wait. Don't stop there. Josh Johnson comes in.
Oh.
Bam!
Josh Johnson comes in.
Two
for
guys in one day.
No, 2 plays. Dies. Literally just dies. I mean, I can't.
Stretched him out. I know. It looked like he'd been knocked out. God.
Ronbo, it can't be stressed enough that the offensive line needs to be stronger on that right side. Just put some depth. I mean, really, hire and just pick the fattest guy at the buffet and just put some pads on him and just tell him, hey, just stand right here.
He's got to be able to move. They'll run around his fat butt. But yeah, I don't know. There's only so many good offensive linemen out there to begin with. I just don't know how you address that, because the best offensive linemen that you play on are you're going to be your Trent Williams and guys like that, but you're not going to get 2 of those. As far as talent goes, it just don't exist. I don't think. But there's got to be better than Michael Glinchey.
Anybody's got to be better than Michael Glinchey. Anybody, for the love of Christ, anyone better than Michael Glinchey. And it's just, where I don't get in the 49ers talent. Just I don't get it. Where they're looking. I don't get where their scouting reports are coming in. Like, you know what?
Steve,
we know offensive line, but we
the thing is,
tight ends.
We got an army of offensive linemen now. It's always a crapshoot. You got to try to get one that can handle the NFL. That's a tough job, because some of the defenders in the NFL are just pure hell. So it's a process. McKivitz, I'm still thinking he wasn't bad before he left. He just got hurt. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Steve, we're going to have to go, though.
Go ahead.
Because we're out of time. But I'll look for you Sunday and give our best little Rome and happy Father's Day. All right?
Yeah, can you believe he's turning a year in about 3 weeks?
I cannot. I remember he was on his way,
it
and there
feels
it is,
like
a
it was
year
just-
already. Go Rome! All right, fam. See you Sunday.
You have a good night.
You too. Thanks, Steven. And is this Jeff? Hey, Jeff, come on in. Oh, Jeff. Oh, Jeff. No, we're trying to get Jeff on the phone, and I think it's he spells the same way. He's the one who's trying to get in here earlier. Hey, Jeff?
Can you hear me, Ronbo?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Hey, how's it going, man?
It's going all right, We're sitting back here and
Sorry about that.
bragging about the fact that we're 49er fans, how we do.
Right.
Jeff, get in here and get it off your chest. Now, you had something you wanted to say. We're dying to hear it. And you got to give Steve Wilkes some love while you're at it, too.
Yes, I was gonna say, man, I'm actually from Charlotte, so
Okay.
every once in a while I run into a couple Panthers players.
Aren't they special by now?
The defensive end, Yetur Gross Matos. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Oh, you're talking about players. I thought you were talking about Panther fans. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. What does Jeff? What does he have to say?
So basically, everybody in that locker room wanted Steve Wilkes to be their head coach.
I knew it. How do you not?
And his relationship with the players, especially on the defensive side, and with some of the corners, are like very high. So
makes sense.
I honestly do think he can be an upgrade from D'Amico, honestly.
You know what? Automatically, actually, because he knows way more than D'Amico. He's been around doing that for a longer time.
Yeah, and his his record with the Panthers when he took over was 6-6.
And they had already lost how many games before he started, right? And
right, and they didn't have Christian either.
I know, right? I mean, God, that's a big missing piece. So, and he
I've run into this guy like 3 times at this point, and like every time he's talked to me, man, he's talked about Wilkes and how like happy he is, that he's on our team with Christian, and he thinks he's going to do good things with us.
It just goes to stand as a reason. If he made a winner out of a Panthers team that had lost a lot of people, that some of the Panthers had a couple of guys, great guys on defense too. They got hurt. I remember that one guy I was watching. I forget his name, but the week before we played, I was watching the Panthers to see what they look like. I said, "Damn, hey, this game is not going to be easy, man. Look, who is that dude?" He kept making one play after another. And
he's on defense. Oh, you talking about J.C. Horn?
That's
Yeah.
He's in the secondary, right?
Right. I'm pretty sure he was playing us week 5. I went to that game when we played them. He was locking up Debo. I ain't gonna lie.
Man, I says, this is like worrisome. He was making some key hits too. When he wasn't taking care of the secondary, he was moving in and taking down the quarterback. I says, guys, how come we don't know about this guy? We need to temper our expectations on this game. I really was concerned about the Panthers. Of course, we got away, but I mean, that guy, one of the guys on the Panthers team didn't play that I was worried about the following week. He had gotten hurt. I think I was relieved he got hurt because they look good.
I don't know
that
who you're
day.
talking about.
But Steve Wilkes, they hired, what's his name? From Indy? Oh, come on. That's not good.
Frank Wright.
Yeah, Wilkes was better.
Yeah, well, the thing is about Reich, man, he's a great play caller. Yeah. But the thing about him is he has like in-game situations. It's like the times where he calls timeouts, and he's like super aggressive at the end of games. So it's like.
Well.
But I'm gonna say this, man. I think our biggest weakness. A lot of people say it's that right tackle. Mm-hmm. And, how is McKivitz going to do? But I would say our biggest weakness at this point is, those corners in the backfield. I like Demo and I like Seaward, but I think, we haven't really had a coach to kind of develop those guys. And now that we got Wilkes, him being a secondary coach, I think that's the icing on the cake.
Exactly.
I really do.
And I think you're absolutely right. See,
I think that's the icing on the cake, man.
That's why that defense is going to go to the next level this year. They're already, and technically, you're already hearing players say that he's teaching us things that a little more of this, a little more of that. I say, that little bit with a guy who plays at you guys' level, D'Amico loves him already. He's making, D'Amico's just hanging on every word he says, it sounds like. So, I suspect different things from that secondary. And now I'm not even worried about this front line defense. Wow.
I mean, you heard what Lynch and Shanahan said in that little meeting thing. They were like, yeah, I mean, we did have the number 1 defense, but what we went into in the offseason saying was, we just needed, one more extra pass rusher or a big-time playmaker on that, D-line that we had in 2019. They got Hargrave, I would like, a nice veteran piece opposite side Bosa.
Yeah.
Like a Ngakwe or even a Daniil Hunter, but
DeMille's over. That's the guy in Minnesota, right?
Right.
People are talking about that.
I mean, the thing is, I would rather just pay Ngakwe, the free agent from the Colts, because if you go back and look at that contract that Leonard Floyd got,
yep,
the guy that went to the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a guy coming off of, a Super Bowl win with the Rams 2 years ago. His deal is only worth like $1 million, only $1 million for a year.
Against the cap. You know what? See, that's the thing, Jeff. If you're gonna go and get DeMille, then you might as well keep it Monahoo. That's what I'm saying. I don't see that happening.
Because DeMille will have to trade. We'll probably have to give up at least a second round pick.
You got to give something up. They're not going after him. That would be foolish.
And I would just, sign Ngakwe, maybe Clowney. That's like $1 million. Like, come on.
Well, Clowney's asking for big bucks even still for reasons unknown.
Okay. Wow.
Ngakwe, I'm not sure about what's going on with him.
The reasons unknown.
Yeah, so Clowney hasn't.
Yeah,
When's the last time I heard about Clowney doing great things? I don't.
Right.
And he's been, how many teams has he been with in the last 4 or 5 years? So.
Right, and there's been rumors. Like I was going to say, there's been rumors about him joining the Niners for like the past 3 years.
At least. Yeah, every year his name comes up. My question is, why is Clowney always available? Why? Because in Cleveland, he was playing next to an absolute gangster, and he still wasn't putting up very much. I mean, he's doing okay, I guess, but I'm playing next to Myles Garrett. My whole world should be just bodies nowhere. I could just come in and kill your quarterback every few minutes. So
you think Drake Jackson would be better than a Clowney?
I can't say that, though. I need to see more Drake. He looked pretty good last year, though. What'd you think?
In the games that he played in, I would say he, in the games that he played in, especially that Raiders game where he had the interception there at the end, he had some big impact plays.
Yes,
but I will say, man, I don't know if he has the strength to really, get through some of those big guys, those offensive tackles when it comes to like the Eagles in the playoffs. I don't know.
He's been in the gym. You've seen him recently, right? They wore him out last year. But
he looks a lot bigger, but he came out and they were like, "How much are you lifting? Now that you're, you look a lot bigger." And he was like, "Yeah, I'm doing 315." It's like that's not like nothing crazy for a.
He still hasn't got that.
End.
He hasn't got that grown man strength yet, but it's coming, and he still got his athleticism.
Okay.
His endurance is his issue. He's got to be able to stay out there. This is not college ball. You got to play for more than 8 or 9 games. You got to get ready for a 16-game, 17-game, possibly 20-game season. So if you get a fade on us, listen, drink your milk and work out in the off season. Let's go, man. And he's done that.
Yeah, I don't know why we didn't play him a little bit more last year. Ebicom's nice, but it would have been cool to see, them to throw out Drake a little bit out there.
They tried to. He got tired. Remember? He just faded in the stretch. Yeah, and worn out. He stopped suiting them up at some point. Starting in week, it like it was mid-season. So he won't be doing that this year.
Right.
Jeff, glad we got you.
Another thing, I just looked up.
Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, as we were talking, I just looked it up. Frank Clark, just came off the Super Bowl win. His deal is only worth $5 million.
Yeah.
So it's like the Ngakwe's sitting right there. How much is he really going to be worth?
Yeah, we got to give him 6 if Frank Clark got 5. So I don't know. We're trying to get an overflow of cash so it runs into next year because we're going to need the money, right? So I don't know what the 49ers are willing to do from that point.
So do you think we're going to pick up an edge rusher, or do you think we're kind of complete with the roster going to roll with Drake?
Yeah, we're rolling with Drake. I don't see them buying any more edge rushers. We'll see. I could be wrong easily. Jeff, glad you made it in.
Right.
Okay, now you know how to do. We'll be looking for you Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Nice meeting you, man. When's the next time you're going to do one of these shows?
Sunday.
This Sunday. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I do every Sunday. All right, fam. Great to meet you, Jeff.
Sounds good, man. Thanks for having me on the show.
I appreciate having you. Have a great night. Happy Father's Day weekend.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, man.
There he is. So we got man. Okay, see, Chris, we're trying to get him in there. Clarence Molina. This is not worried a bit about the defense. Need to declare Trey the starter. Give him all first-team reps. Figure out what he's got once and for all. Clarence, I don't even know what the 49ers are thinking with the quarterback. They pretty much already said who their guy is. Beyond that, I can't imagine what else is going on as far as that position goes. I'm just going to sit back with a box of popcorn and watch. Just don't know. But I feel you on that. Hey, Tony! Hey, Texas boy and all the rest of you guys must be delighted. Finally, Tony's on the chat working you now, ain't he? Tony, Tony, get out those guys. We talked about it earlier, though. Listen, we'll let it go. Tony, whatever Tony's doing, he's really into it. He's got his mic open, though. Tony, you there? All right, so we're gonna pull up. Anyway, fam. Oh, there he is. All right, Tony. I figured you were on the chat. You're pretty busy tonight, aren't you?
Yes, sir. First it was Don Burr. We ran him out the chat, and now we battling Texas boy.
It's amazing. Those guys look forward to coming here and do. I wonder if any of those guys. Tony got a lot of sound going on behind you. Can you? Is there any way we can lower that?
I just did.
Get into your mic. Yeah, I think sometimes I look at some of the comments from those folks that like to come in and agitate. I always wonder they write all this stuff down and remember to bring it to the table. This is the day they look for. This is the high point of their day, as much as everybody else talking. They come in. Yeah, let's go work Ronbo's chat. Man, what is?
It's like you said. It's like you said a couple shows ago, Ronbo. They come in to get abused.
You guys got nothing else to do. What are you doing? Coming in talking trash, and then an army piles in on you, and you walk out, beat up, bleeding, bandages and everything, and you come back the next show. What? That's masochism is just alive and well at Ronbo's chat, right?
Yeah, we got a new nickname. The guy in your chat, Harold, created a new nickname for Don Burr. He called him Hot Plate Don. I love that.
Hey, as a matter of fact, Tony, what is a popular food? Like San Francisco, you got the chowder, and Los Angeles is great for Mexican food. What does Detroit got going as far as a food?
The only thing I know is that Detroit-style pizza, but I remember you said don't eat the pizza because you've been there.
Well, I went to Detroit, a cross-country drive, and I remember the worst experience we had across the country. I said, who made this pizza, man? Are these canned goods on top of this pizza? You sit there looking at that, what is this? Those mushrooms, I've seen that. That's not oh, man. And look at the price on this pizza. Let's get the hell up out of Detroit. Yeah. Unless we're on the wrong side of town or something. Jimmy Bull correct me on that, though. He says, no, they got great pizza in Detroit. Okay, well, I went to the wrong place. Because I know if I go to Chicago, I'm going to get great pizza because I like deep dish. But, man, so, yeah.
They said Detroit, they got some type of Detroit-style pizza, but I've never had it. So
yeah,
that's
maybe
what I heard.
That must be it, then. I'm not there. But Tony, what's going on with your team?
Homework, my detective work I was doing, and Ronbo, it's worse than we thought with the Rams. Last year's draft, the Rams. Yeah. Now, they lost 8 out of their 11 starters on defense. The Rams secondary. You know that, what's his name? Jalen Ramsey's gone.
Yep.
Taylor Rapp got the hell out of there. And Troy Hill got the hell out of there and went to Cleveland, right?
Yep. Don't forget about the edge
rusher.
rusher.
The Rams draft last year, they drafted Jacoby Durant in the 4th round last year out of South Carolina State.
Okay.
Ronbo, they got him starting this year. Fourth rounder. In the 6th round last year, Darion Kendrick, cornerback out of Georgia, he's going to be starting at the other corner this year. A 4th rounder and a 6th rounder. Now, the only one that returned is Jordan Fuller, the strong safety.
Yeah.
He's the only returning starter from the secondary.
How many years has he got, Tony? Do you
know? Jordan Fuller. Let me see. Fuller. He's been in the league. Ronbo, this is his 4th year.
Okay. So he's getting through his rookie contract. Okay. He couldn't leave even if he wanted to.
He was a 6th-round pick by the Rams out of Ohio State in 2020.
Because see, Tony, that's all they had 4 years ago is 3rd, 4th round down. You know, I don't even think they had any 3rd rounders because that was in the famous slogan, "F them picks." Okay, y'all go ahead and F them picks.
Yeah.
So.
And that wasn't that long ago. That was 2 years ago. And then their free safety starter is going to be a 6th-round pick, Quentin Lake from last year, UCLA. So 3 out of their 4 starters are second-year guys. Man, teams are going to feast on the Rams secondary.
Man.
They got a rookie starting outside linebacker replacing Leonard Floyd, a rookie. Their 3rd-round pick, Brian Young from Tennessee, he's going to be starting the outside linebacker. They got a Christian Rosenblum starting at inside linebacker. I guess he's the one that's replacing Bobby Wagner.
Yeah.
He's not a rookie. He's a Rosenblum.
Yeah.
Ronbo, this is only his 3rd year out of South Dakota State. Ernest Jones is the only returning starter for the linebackers. And then on inside linebacker, then the outside linebacker, Michael Height. He's a free agent out of Brown University. Ronbo, that's not much experience at all in the back 7.
So you see, this is why you that's the kind of defense, Tony. Run the ball because keep them out there as long as possible, and just wear them out. By the 4th quarter, the Rams are so far in the hole. All they're doing is setting up Matthew Dimes, as what's his name likes to call him, Matthew Dimes Stafford, market pro. That's why he killed. Anyway, now Dimes gonna be throwing all kind of INTs. You know, he could set a new record next year because start coming from behind is when you got to put the ball up all the time, right? Man, I can't wait to see this.
That Ashawn Robinson guy that voted to one of the guys that said, "I want out of here."
Yeah.
He's a free agent. He went to the Giants.
Yeah.
His replacement is Marcus Copeland at that one 3-4 DN spot. He's a free agent. They signed in 2019 out of Cincinnati. This is only his 3rd or 4th year. Now, the one guy, the nose tackle, that's replacing that one guy. I forgot his name. He went to Tampa. Yeah. I like that this guy. I wanted to draft this guy, Bobby Brown III, out of Texas A&M. They drafted him in the 4th round of 2021. He's playing the nose, and then Aaron Donald's the only returning starter on the line.
And
so
I got
one returning starter on the defensive line, one at linebacker, and one in the secondary.
Yeah. Keep an eye on Aaron Donald. I got a feeling Aaron Donald's going to, you know how they do just before they get ready to either get traded or retire or whatever. Watch Aaron Donald come up hurt. Oh, week 4, week 5, he'll get bored. Because if the Rams start off cold, like 0-3 or 1-4 or 5, and down that 6th week they're coming up, 7th week they're coming up against a team they know damn well they're going to get killed. I look for him to get hurt, and ain't nothing wrong with him. And then
Ronbo, check this out. Week 1, Rams at Seattle. Week 2 at home against San Francisco.
Yep.
Week 3 at Cincinnati.
Hey, why they do the Rams like that? The Rams didn't win. That's a winning team schedule.
And week 4 at Indianapolis. Indianapolis is not that bad. They didn't lose that many players.
They lost a lot of games by really close scores.
Yeah, they still got Jonathan Taylor and Michael Pittman, the receiver. They still got them, and Buckner's still there. It's at Indianapolis too. That's week 4. Week 5, Ronbo, they play Philly.
Oh.
That's 0-5. Break out the paper bags.
Go Rams. Y'all ready? You can do this. What's that guy in all of what's the name's movies? You can do it. Adam Sandler, that dude always standing out in the crowd.
Yes, sir. The week 6, they play Arizona at home. There may be a chance they can win that.
Oh,
they'll probably lose that close.
Tony, if they lose that game, well, I doubt we'll see another Ram fan running around in social media.
Ooh.
They'll have to go into hiding.
They lose that game.
Lose
that game, they'll be 0-6.
That's
and
just
then check this out. Week 7, Pittsburgh. Week 8 at Dallas.
That's
Week
just-
9 at Green Bay. And then they're on the bye.
That's just too much shame. I give them about possible 2-7 by the bye week.
I say 1. I say the Arizona. I don't think they're going to beat Indianapolis.
I'm trying to be
don't.
nice.
Yeah.
Man, Tony, we got to go. That was too much fun. Be back Sunday, though. And let's work the Cowboys over, because every time Dak does a speech and they stand up there and they look so serious and we have it made, we've learned from a lot of our mistakes. And we're going to move on. We're not a team that's going to dwell on the past, and we know what we're capable of doing. Dak, you know what? This is like, if I'm Jerry Jones, I would tell you to just stop doing interviews.
Yeah.
Because you just...
Speaking of the Cowboys, yep. Go ahead.
No, I'm done.
Yep. Speaking of the Cowboys, week 2, real quick, I call it the Hype Bowl. New York Jets at Dallas. The sideshow and circus act teams play each other week 2.
God, the season's gonna be starting off fun. I mean, I'm definitely gonna see that game. That's gonna be the early game, probably too. Ho, Tony.
Whoever loses that game, we're gonna laugh either way. If it's Dallas, we're gonna laugh. If Aaron Rodgers loses that game, we really gonna laugh.
You know, that's exactly right. Tony,
Yes,
we gotta
sir.
go. Let me see you Sunday. All right.
Yes, sir. Comedy at its finest. I'll see you Sunday.
Looking forward. All right, Tony.
Take care.
You too. That schedule looks good, don't it? Dallas versus the Jets. Ooh, the hype on that is going to be obscene. Because the hype on us playing the Rams, ain't nobody going to be talking about that. Fam, thanks for the contributions, fam. Always appreciated. Please subscribe. Be a part of this group so we can find you on each and every broadcast. And please, hit like. I like likes. See you Sunday, fam. It talks about 49ers football. Niners!